Yes, he is.
Oh,
I am up to 3d6 on my sneak attack now, so that's
That's hot.
sexy.
my saves just got really stupid this level as far as my spells go, and a few more spells. That's about it.
Excellent.
Getting +2 to DCs for shits and giggles.
Yay. All right, let's see if I can add this now. Plus.
Now that we're all here, I can start drinking, right?
You
Yep.
could started drinking earlier, sir.
Yeah,
Started
that's
drinking
too
3 hours
soon.
ago.
That's too soon. I'm gonna be drunk by the end of the night if I start
You know
too
what? My kid's out of the house. I'm gonna go get a White Claw.
soon. Had a girl.
God,
Shit, she'll be asleep in about an hour.
I know, right?
Wait. With the kids in the house, does she get 2?
Nice.
It'll be great when the healer's passed out or giggling so much she doesn't heal anybody. That'll be perfect.
It's gonna be easy sleeping with her tonight. I mean, anyway, she's back.
Yeah. Kirsty, when the baby's around, is that when you have 2 White Claws instead of 1?
It's when I have no White Claws. Because I get belligerent when I'm drunk.
No, you don't.
I do too.
Yeah, you just get giggly and tired. You don't get belligerent.
That's true. I pass out.
That's what I thought. That literally, when you walked away, I'm like, great, she'll be asleep in an hour.
I am only drinking 1 so far.
Sure.
To start.
And
Baby
Jake's not
steps
here to get me more drinks. So
All it takes is 3.
Where the hell did it go?
that's
Okay.
true. But I did miss my
Over there,
antidepressant the past 2 days. So
But the boring antidepressant. It's not like it's Xanax.
Xanax isn't an antidepressant.
Anti-anxiety.
Yes, that it is. It's actually a lot of things.
It's good
Benzos can
notice.
be used for a lot of things.
Yes, they can.
But it is by nature a depressant. Like literally, that's what
I
it's
enjoyed
called.
my back surgery and the 60 pills of oxycodone I went through. It was wonderful.
Shit.
You know that warning where it says do not combine with alcohol? Fuck that.
Nice. I got some Norcos.
I think I've shared with you guys how after I was done with my 60 pills, I didn't ask for more because I know better. But it took me about 4 days to be able to have a good night's sleep again.
I'm sure.
Really?
Yeah, it's just I think physiologically my body got used to taking 4 pills a day. That's what I was taking.
That's outrageous. How long were you even on it? Couldn't have been even that long.
15 days.
That's insane. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
And like I said, I know, I have no desire to get hooked on anything like that. So I didn't go ask for more. And my back was fine, honestly. It just was sore, but it was okay. And, but yeah, like after the first night, like I literally could not sleep at all. Cheryl said, oh, take NyQuil. And that was actually a good idea. That definitely helped. But then by night 4, I was back to normal.
How do I open this? F.A.
Should
What kind of
just be-
file is this?
You should just be. Oh, maybe I have to convert it. Hold
It's
on.
a file. This file does not have an app associated with it for performing this action.
Hold on.
Was that in Discord? I'm not seeing that.
I imagine
Yes.
it's for an app of some sort that I don't have access to. As the not dungeon master.
It's Wonder Draft.
More apps. Was it a picture
I did gather that
suggest?
much.
Yeah, hold on. I'll convert
I'll
it.
try Paint. Cannot read this file. Okay.
I think it's like the app that he uses to design the map.
It is.
Wow.
He's shown it to me before.
Oh, it's gonna be a good night. Yeah.
We don't even have to try. It's always a good
So you guys
time.
are in a tavern. What do you want to do?
Oh, smart Alex. Yeah.
That's a Magic the Gathering card, you
Oh,
know.
good call on Miko. He's like, so you guys leaving this Sunday? I'm like, no, next Sunday. He's like, oh, I think Jesse thinks it's this Sunday. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
why?
he
My
honestly
birthday's on
saved
the
you.
22nd.
He honestly saved you because just the way the conversation came up, it made it sound like, oh, we're not playing it.
It
totally-
did. I did also imagine.
Yeah.
Well, and then in hindsight, I'm like, because you were kind of like, wait, are you not playing? I'm like, well, yeah, but I was going to tell you next week, thinking to myself, so that's why I
Right.
didn't tell you.
No, but yeah, the way the conversation went down, I was like, oh, well, then we immediately thought, I have a free
Hey,
weekend.
I did hear you say, I don't have to do homework this week, and I'm thinking maybe he's really planning ahead, and that's why he's taking the week off. I don't know.
No, it was an epic fail.
No, he's just stupid.
Ouch. Really?
my
Come on,
birthday
Four
always
sessions
been on-
done?
DM. Come on, DM Daddy.
Always, even though my birthday's always been November 22nd, forever,
Yes.
forever.
Forever for 42 years.
Mm-hmm. Soon to be 43,
Yum.
Fucker.
right?
How the fuck?
And
You
you
know
know, Chris, those years really have been pretty hard on you, bro. That skin and I'm surprised they let gingers live that long, honestly.
Well, remember, I don't have a soul, so I've basically been sucking the life out of people, and people aren't
That's
looking.
true. That's true.
So
Your poor children.
I'm going to live forever.
Your poor children.
At this rate.
I mean, I feel sufficiently sucked.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, which direction do I go? Come on.
I don't really know how to respond to that one.
I left it for you. I left it for you.
You did.
Holy moly.
Glad I could have
There you
done such a good job for you, Shady. I like the wink.
Pretty good, right?
It's very subtle.
Good session.
Subtle.
Where'd Jer go?
I have to reload.
I'm here.
No.
I never had Jer's face. Jer, come back to me.
Cameras are being funky. I've got some of you.
Hey.
Hey.
All you really need is me.
Oh my god.
Fling that hair around like
I'm getting my color corrected next week though.
What are you doing?
Balayage, which is just like basically it's a blend of my natural hair color with blonde on the roots. I'm just gonna take all of the green out of it.
Okay, no more blue?
No, I had my phase. I had my fun.
Good deal. God damn it, Jer. You reloaded yourself.
God damn it.
Interesting.
There's Jer.
The PNG.
Sitting there. Despondent.
In all his glory.
Yeah, I don't know why exactly you want to look at me, but here I am.
You are a handsome man, sir. Just saying.
Definitely in the top 2 most handsome here.
Oh shit.
Yay.
I'm sorry, Chris. You just fell out.
I did. I'm at the bottom of the
got
rung,
bumped.
apparently. Bottom of the rung.
All right.
Try so hard.
I have it converted to a PNG, but it's too big to
Okay.
upload, so I will change that afterwards. But you have the new map. Not that it'll matter all that much tonight for you.
Okay.
All right. So, quick recap on where we left off. Huh? Bye. Thanks. We are in the caves. You guys had moved over to where the troglodytes were. You came in through the front entrance and kicked some ass right off the bat. You stopped some torturing shamans and rescued Stumpy as he was irreverently called.
Affectionately.
You call him Stumpy? I thought it was one leg peg or something like that we called him.
No, that's what I called him.
Yeah,
You called him Stumpy.
I don't remember that.
You know.
I do so many mean things.
I was gonna not mention that, but anyway, so you did rescue somebody. You got into a fight where with the chieftain as a last stand for him and his people. That went really terribly for him because of a grease spell. But you kicked their ass and sent them on their way with the rest of the troglodyte women and children. They departed, and you
Because I'm a good guy.
Yeah. They departed, and you continued to scout the caverns. You did find an interesting glowing hammer sitting on an altar, but at the same time you found that, you got into a fight with an undead skeletal mage who tried to paralyze somebody and then set Herna on fire.
Hair is singed.
Yeah, hair is singed. During that fight, there was some kind of weird thing that set Dudley off, and you guys proceeded to go back the other way, cross the water, and Dudley almost got swept away like the one troglodyte you saw that was pushed in with the water. But you managed to get up on land, and I believe that is where we called it.
Yep.
Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I know there was a call for, before you go too much further, there may be a need to rest, as multiple resources have been used. But that is where you stand. And you're all pretty sure there's a witch in here somewhere.
Supposedly. Dudley, are you okay?
Yes.
Maybe next time you could let me help. Imbecile. God.
Or I could help tomorrow.
Well, I will clamber back along the riverbank.
Okay.
Now, did I remember correctly, Jared, that you like threw your armor off and shit, or is that am I misremembering that?
Yeah, it's all lying over here.
All
Yep.
right. What's the problem? Looking at the armor.
Can't swim in armor.
You wouldn't have to. What is this streak of independence all of a sudden?
Some things are better done by yourself. And Dudley will start strapping on pieces.
Okay.
Well, swimming's not one of them, apparently.
I'll point over here. There's some sort of ledge over there. I think the giant used to walk there.
Thank you.
Do we need to fall back to rest somewhere, or how are we doing at this point?
It depends on how much you value your life force.
I consider my life pretty valuable.
I agree.
Well, maybe we should fall back then and rest in safety.
What do we
Whatever.
say?
You know, suppose we could find a corner to hole up in here for the night. It's a good place as any.
Well, it's not part of the Darsoch.
No,
Yeah,
we can go back there too.
Then we
I'm
will
going.
have to keep watches extensively.
What'd you say, Jared? I didn't hear you.
I'm going back there.
Okay.
I guess we're all going back then.
I follow Dudley.
After I get armored up,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to grab a big pile of supplies
Okay.
and tote those back.
Excellent.
No,
How
no.
much? How much is there in the way of supplies, Jess?
There's a bunch of crates and barrels of different things. Some of it would be what you would consider food for. How do I want to state this? Some of it would be what you consider food for people like you. The rest of it would be some kind of mix. Oddly enough, all of you have tried the food, or at least seen and passed on food for other Darsuch or other Dar races. The Darsuch you haven't really eaten with at this point. So you're not entirely sure what's good for them or not. But the rest is either Trog or Darsuch or something from somewhere else. But it's a mix.
Oh. Let's go ahead and grab a shit ton of it.
All right.
Pile it up on the floating disc and take it on back.
Okay. You pile up a bunch of food stuffs. Dudley, you take with you what you feel is most appropriate, which would be some weapons and some clothing.
As we're piling that up, I'll detect magic and take a look at that hammer from a distance that Dudley's carrying.
Sure. Hold on one second.
Not magic.
Sure it is. And now I'm trying to role play the presupposition that it might be affecting him.
See, that's a really good. I think that's a really good point.
Totally taking me over.
It radiates moderate magic. It is clearly magical, and if you, assuming you take more than one round,
Mm-hmm.
abjuration is the strongest thing you're getting off of it.
I don't think it would affect the way he's thinking. Might be able to affect the way we're perceiving something from him. I don't see how it could possibly control him, though. All right. Now I will go ahead and just kind of keep my distance from that man a little bit.
Sure. Okay. Well, sounds like it's a quiet stomping walk back to the Sard or the Darsuch.
Well, I mean, I clearly pick up on the uncomfortable vibes, but instead of letting everyone process things their own way, I feel it's important that I fill this time with meaningless chatter.
Fill the awkward space.
Yeah, so that skeleton thing was really weird. Do we know what kind of magic could have brought it to life? Like,
Necromancy.
was it always low? Well, yes, necromancy, yes, but like, whose magic? Who would have done that? Did they do that while we were all standing there? Is it a trap that we didn't notice?
No, I think it's been that way for some time. As to who did it or why or how.
It's
Granted, there could be a powerful necromancer nearby.
Could be. Pretty creepy, don't you think so, Dudley?
It's evil. I destroyed it.
You
And
did a
it's
great
still-
job. You did a really good job. I thank you for your service to us.
True story.
Thank you, Hefe.
Very interesting. Perhaps the witch they're referring to has necromantic power.
Possible, I suppose.
Yeah, his spell book tended to lean that direction.
Oh. Spellbook? Is that
The
that
book in his
you
lap.
collected?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nothing too heinous, but the hand that he used to attack us with, and a few other spells, definitely of the necromantic variety.
What was that hand?
Oh, that was a spectral hand. It's essentially a disembodied hand that you can use to touch others with a spell. Not necessarily necromantic per se, but it is often used to coincide with necromancy. But you could use that spell in essence to cast an armor on someone, the way I did Dudley. I could use the spectral hand to do that.
That was
From a
very
distance.
nice of you.
Well, I thought it's a lot of good it did him. Giant was smacking him around pretty good, but glad we're here to talk about it.
Yes.
Okay, why is
Dudley
everything so awkward? What is going on?
Is it my fault?
Well, I think
No,
really
it's
the
not your
root
fault.
cause of the issue is how often you short-lived races get so caught up in the immediacy of what's going on around you. You know, if you take a longer view of things, if you let things pass through you and accept how they feel and what they do, and then move beyond it, I think you'll find that, you know, a lot of this awkwardness vanishes. A lot of things over time play themselves out.
Oh. That's really beautiful. I wish I had 300 years to contemplate it.
Some feelings aren't as easy to ignore as others.
Well,
For
the
us short-lived races,
the,
that is.
the path to developing that is practice. And once upon the road, every day is a little better.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
I don't want to not feel. Maybe that's important.
I understand that you misunderstand. So, and I apologize that I'm not communicating clearly. Accept the emotion, feel what you need to feel, and then let it pass through you and move on.
Don't fight against it and create something negative out of it.
Indeed.
Even if it's already negative. There's no reason to make it more negative, right?
And emotion, by
Who
its
says
very
it's
nature,
negative?
is not-
I didn't
is
say it
not-
was negative.
Emotion is not negative. It simply is. What is a positive or a negative is how you react to what you do with it.
I'm sorry, Elegos. I know you didn't say that. I'm sorry.
Are you saying it's negative?
I didn't say anything was negative. I didn't say anything about negativity at all. Did you hear me say that? Because I didn't say that.
So this is a prime example. See, understand that oftentimes Erna is awkward in what she says, and she says things
What?
that she doesn't necessarily think through, and she often says things that she doesn't necessarily understand how it's going to affect other people. And recognizing that, and recognizing that your reaction to it is based on the fact that you think maybe she's trying to hurt you. It's not. Simply
wanna hurt
accept
anybody.
it.
I
And-
never said she was trying to hurt me. Where are
I
you
wouldn't
getting
hurt-
this?
I wouldn't hurt you, Elegos. I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing? What?
It was simply a supposition, Alagos, and an illustration of what it is I'm trying to say.
Need a drink.
And then he looks directly at Dudley, and he says, "It's easy to let our negative emotions, our fear, and our ignorance and our misunderstanding guide our hands, but oftentimes it's best to wait and see how things develop before we decide to take action."
Do you find that people change? I mean, really change? Or are they always who they are?
I've seen it happen. It's rare, but I've seen it happen. And I can also tell you that the people that I've seen change are the ones who are surrounded by people who love them and who are shown a better way.
Or a worse way, as the case may be.
Indeed. Although I do not necessarily tend to stay long with people who are traveling in that direction. Anything more than a decade or so, and I give up on them.
Never traveled with anyone for a decade. I've never traveled with anyone at all before you guys.
True point.
Shady, at that, you get a lot of mental images pushed on you.
Okay, what kind of mental images?
The same ones that have been...
Oh!
Just, I wanted to clarify, you just said something and they were like, "Fuck you, bitch! I'm right here! I'm here all the time!"
You know I didn't mean you guys in my head.
Your words give me some modicum of hope, Tovalar.
Hope is what keeps me going every day, Dudley. Hope that tomorrow will bring something new, and tomorrow will bring something better. The past is done. We can't change it. All we can do is make tomorrow better.
True words.
And,
or die horribly to a witch hiding up the cave. I mean, one of the two.
You didn't really notice it as we were talking, but at this point in time, you do see that Dudley's hand comes off his sword hilt.
So tense.
So tense.
It's too hot for my cozy winter shirt, so I changed.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. Unless there's anything else traumatic that needs to be spoken ahead of time, you do arrive at the Dar Such encampment. But again, you're here for the night, so you can continue any role-playing you want. I just wanted to let you know that you had finished your travels and you are accepted by the Dar Such. They are very pleased by the supplies, most of them. Some of them, they're like, well, we'll see what we can do with it. But yeah, the clothing helps. The weapons help, considering they were working with hand-forged spears and bows. Yeah. And of course, they'll offer to put you up in their encampment and feed you if you need. But they also know that that's not what you've been doing when you've come to visit.
Is it in any better shape?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Think outside under the starlight sounds wonderful.
I'm gonna need to go check on the guy with the Stumpy. I won't call him Stumpy to them, but I'm gonna go check on Stumpy.
Okay. Well, it's been literally like 2 or 3 hours since you left.
Oh.
I mean,
so he's still not awake yet?
I realize it's been a week in real time, but in game time, you guys left, got in like 3 good fights, and then outed because you were tired.
I can't roll anyway. I can't roll for shit. So.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He's still breathing. It must be good, right?
Yeah. I think he'll pull through.
Fingers crossed, Shady. Okay. They thank you for checking on him.
Okay. Then I'm going to go back to my friends. Yeah, I'm not sure that guy's going to make it.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Yes. I hope he does, but I'm worried.
No. Perhaps it's for the best. Live his life with one leg.
Oh, or the trauma he garnered in that place.
And again, probably more so to Dudley and maybe Tilvalar than anybody. What they have here is not sustainable.
Yeah.
Even if you bring them the supplies, it's these guys are not long for the world. I mean, or at least it will take them a tremendously long amount of time to reestablish themselves as what they were.
Is that something that doesn't look realistic? I mean, was just the damage caused by the bad guys too great, or what happened?
Yeah, I mean, well, they're no longer in their home. They're living out of a cave, which they've defended as best they could. They're essentially down to small numbers, where most of those are women and children, with very few hunters gatherers. But even in the long run of that, the race continuing to populate and grow is extremely minimized in this circumstance because of what is left.
Perhaps they would be best served by moving to the water tower.
Not sure what's his face can make the trip.
Do they have wheelbarrow, hand carts, anything like that?
Nope.
Okay.
I'll spend some time going over to their old village and seeing if anything is salvageable. It's just completely wrecked.
Okay. By yourself?
No.
I'll go with them.
Yeah, we're not splitting up out in this place. There's still a witch out there, remember?
Anybody else care to come along?
The witch was for Halloween. You didn't run into her by then, so it's way less spooky now.
Pretty sure all of us are going unless someone specifically says they're staying behind.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm staying here.
Change our mind. I want to go with that bitch.
I mean, you're the least prepared spell-wise, right? I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I just need to rest and get all my cool stuff back. All right. You guys head over to the destroyed settlement. How long do you guys want to pick through to see what you can salvage?
Well, it's not even a matter of salvage. It's a matter of, can this be repaired and made functional, or does it need to be abandoned?
The settlement itself has been destroyed.
Yeah. Okay.
But so you guys spend, let's say, an hour there
Sure.
going through. This has been something that's been going on for years and years and years and years. This is not like a recent engagement. This is
Gotcha.
This is years of at war with another tribe to a point where you have just been whittled down to nothing. So you would say, for you, Tilvalar, this is like 50, 60, 70 years. This was something like ongoing racial, multiple generations of these short-lived people. Your friend with the rock throwing, the walls are decimated.
Sure.
But like over time, you can see where they've been patched and then redestroyed and put back, and then encampments defensive setups that were built, torn down, built again, burned down. I mean, the place has just been savagely, repeatedly attacked.
Chris, I approve.
Yes, for one of the dinners, she's wearing that.
I approve.
Cool.
Thank you, Effie.
You're welcome. Was there a nice dress or something? I didn't get to see because I was DMing.
She was wearing like a sleeveless jumper kind of thing.
Fine.
You have to watch the replay, Jeff.
Yeah, now I gotta go back and watch my own stream. Great.
Nice.
Okay.
How pathetic. How could they let this come to this? can't even defend their own.
Sometimes people's best efforts aren't enough.
Indeed. Sometimes it's enough to just survive.
The
Yeah,
fact they
whiners.
survived is a testament to their strength, even in such a small number.
Losers complain about their best. Winners go home victorious.
They don't have a home anymore, so
Exactly.
All right. So in that hour, did we find anything vaguely useful?
No, not for like helping to transport with stuff. Several wagons, but they've been burnt or destroyed. I mean, if anybody's got some cool repair skills or magic to put stuff back together again, let me know. And
I can make them traps.
I have mending.
Yeah,
I'll
we
sit
can
here for as
mend,
long as
yeah.
I need to.
It's gonna take a while to mend wagons back to full function,
Listen,
but
listen.
yeah.
I have all the time in the world.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All the time in the world. Really, just gonna mend. I mend again. I mend
Well,
again.
Algos will help me, right? Do you
No,
have
I
that
can
kind of-
absolutely. If you start casting that spell and I see what you're doing,
You can get one.
stand next to her. I'm just gonna like stare at you as I'm casting.
We get one functioning cart. That's better than nothing.
There you go.
Realize this is a very long process, my dear.
Yes.
Dudley helps, and Tilvalar continues to search. Dudley, you manage to find other pieces that might be actual usable or usable after mending. And after several hours of casting, mending, and moving pieces from other pieces, you guys can manage to get what you will consider one rickety wagon.
Okay.
Being
Now, I
pulled
suppose-
by Dudley.
Oh, that's not an issue. If you need, that's not an issue at all. Or pulling it.
Do we have enough light or time in the day before we have to sleep to go back to the cave to get one more supply run in?
Sure.
Okay.
You want to go back for another set of supplies? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah, I can get another floating disc out.
I think he's saying he's got the wagon now.
Yep.
Well, we can use the wagon and the
Well,
disc.
if that's the case, then I will go ahead and do. It's pretty much going to tap me for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Those points are concerned. But that, in addition to that, there you go.
Nice.
Malagos continues to be helpful with the stuff.
Helpful and handsome.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
such mixed signals. Mixed signals. The 17-year-old is having some problems in his mind.
Okay. Horse pulls carriage, and you guys get even more supplies to the Dar Such by the end of the night.
As night's coming on, what was the name of the two people who met us at the gate? These two.
That is Aurora and Frederick.
Aurora and Frederick. May we speak for a brief moment?
Yes. After they thank you multitude of times for second batch of supplies.
And he looks around and he looks at them with sad eyes and he says, "What's next? What's next for your people? I fear that if you stay here, in a few decades you'll be done. And I would hate to see that."
Well, I mean, where would we go? Aurora says.
There is a resurgence amongst the Dar tribes. We've spoken with two of the other tribes, and some of the tribes have traveled to the water temple. I wonder if perhaps you might travel there as well. At least there you could get the support of the other tribes to help you grow again.
I mean, she looks back at the rabble that is behind her and says, and you're saying there's others there that could help us?
There are.
Would be good to see other Dar again, I suppose. I suppose we could do that. I'll have to talk to the others and see, but
Of course.
I think that's a good suggestion.
Of course. And I would hate to see your people coming to an end. You are a beautiful people.
At that, she blushes. Thank you. We really appreciate everything you've done.
Of course. The cave system is still not safe. We'll be returning tomorrow to continue our investigations. So please, just stay away.
We'll do as we did today. Hunting for food for the first time without being worried or looking over our shoulders was helpful.
Of course. And please make use of anything here that your people can use. This is for you.
All right.
All right, it's nap time.
Now it's nap
Meditation time.
time.
Meditation time.
Okay, you guys make camp outside. You set up, and as Shady would say, you wake up the next morning feeling funky fresh.
That's what I like to hear.
That funk is just deadly. It's that armor,
Uptown Funk, don't give it to you. Arf, 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 arf.
Chris is not its dog. Where's the panda screaming nonsense in the background?
She's at my aunt's house. Well, Jake's aunt's house, but my aunt.
All right,
Legally my aunt.
your aunt-in-law.
My aunt-in-law. I'm not gonna call her that. That sounds stupid. No.
All right. So, all right. So if they're actually going to move, theoretically, they don't have to clear that cave. Still can, but
We already.
Well,
got
we
the thing.
also need to find the pool too.
Want to find the pool. Clarifying.
Isn't Dudley against that now? Maybe not. Hasn't come right out and said it, but I thought there
isn't says
was.
it out loud.
You said you want to go back to Serenity, right?
Yes.
I'm fine not going back to Serenity personally.
Yeah, there's absolutely no rush. I would agree with that.
Silvar just smirks.
Where else do you suggest we go then?
Well, one, there is a witch running about, yes.
I don't feel comfortable leaving a witch who's done such damage to live.
We left the hag.
We didn't know where the hag was.
We don't know where the witch is.
We're pretty sure we know where the witch is. Are we going to be playing these verbal games, or?
Well, the fact of the matter is, there's more of the cave to search, is there
I'm
not?
fine with
There is more of the cave to search, correct?
Indeed.
Footprints.
If we hit a dead end, we hit a dead end, and we move on.
We're done.
Yes, I would agree. Back to the cave for now.
Okay, back again.
Back to the cave.
So are the Dar? Are they starting to prepare to leave? Because I wouldn't feel super comfortable leaving them to travel by themselves in so few numbers.
Nobody's checked in with them this morning.
Oh, well then I would have checked in with them this morning.
Aurora explains that they discussed as a community last night, and they've agreed to at least go to the water temple and see if it's a place that suits them staying there.
Perfect. That's great. I think that is going to be really good for your people. This is not sustainable, or so my friends who are familiar with that sort of thing tell me. I'm sorry that this has happened to you.
Yeah, us too. But I mean, you guys have come along and changed things for us, so hopefully that's for the better.
Hopefully. We're going to try to take care of the witch too, because I know that vengeance has not been fully exacted until she's been dealt with.
Mm.
I will check on Stumpy again too. It's been like 12 hours at this point, right?
Yeah. You
No.
gonna roll? You gonna roll?
Oh. I mean, I guess I could. I could also just take 10. Which
Why don't you
it's
just-
looking
why don't you
like
just go ahead
maybe
and
I
take
should.
10?
Why don't I just take 10?
Good call.
Stumpy. Stumpy
What
is
I
still unconscious, but seems stable as far as you can tell. And now that he's eating and not being cut and tortured, might even recover at some point, minus
Wait,
the
he's
leg.
eating? He's
He's
eating?
awake.
They're feeding him.
Oh. It's kind of gross, like with a feeding tube.
Shoving it down his throat.
Soup broth, things that he
Oh.
can swallow.
Is he in like a twilight state, kind of like, or is it just like out cold?
Out cold.
It's hard to pour stuff down the throat of someone who's just. Okay, I don't question their methods. I'm like, yeah, you're doing a great job. I know you don't have any healers, but maybe no
Shove
no
it down his throat.
solids. No solids because he could choke. I thought maybe that was pretty common knowledge, but if it needs to be said, I'll say it. Please don't choke him to death. Who is attending them? Just like some person?
Some old lady.
Some old lady?
Mm-hmm. You want to get her
You're
name?
doing- You're doing a great job. What's her name?
Hold on.
You asked me if I
That's a
wanted a
strange
name, and
name.
then you didn't have one ready.
It's a strange name. Hold on, I've
I
never heard
have
a name like
I
that.
have several more names for Darsuch ready in case you asked for somebody's random name. Now you've asked for specific old lady, so I have to go back up and look.
Sorry.
Guards, Vicinoetans. Where are you, Dar? Dar. Here we go. Her name is Chardouche.
Okay.
Are
I
you
go up
happy
to
now?
Alagos. I say, I think things will go better for Erna once she begins to understand there is oftentimes wisdom in silence.
Who says there's anything wrong with Herna?
We all have ways we can grow and improve ourselves.
Yes.
Doesn't mean there's something wrong. It just means there's something that could change.
Did something happen to make you think that something happened?
Mm.
I gesture over at the Darsoch. She sometimes shares more than she needs to. It makes things, in your words, awkward.
If you say so.
Don't talk about my girlfriend.
Oh, I think it's about time to go back to that cave. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
I'm giving care instructions to the old lady. Unless someone comes and gets me, I'll probably be doing that for too long.
Yeah, we'll
So
come
someone
get
will
you
have
then.
to physically come get me.
I'll come get you before we leave. Herna, are we done here?
Oh, okay. Yeah, just one more thing. Just remember what I said about the solids, okay? Doing a great job. Goodbye, my friend.
You gonna make it?
She waves at you. She's like, goodbye.
I'm more confident than I was yesterday, to
Then
be
she
sure.
immediately pulls out a banana and starts peeling it. You're not sure if she's gonna feed it to him or not.
I'm like looking, and I'm like, God damn it. Okay, we have to go. We're going.
Fair enough.
I think he'll be fine eventually. As fine as a man can be with one leg.
Or dead, choked on
Good
bananas.
for him.
Choked on a banana.
Okay. I have moved you. You are back in the cavern where you left off, unless you'd like to be somewhere else in one of the other caverns, which I can move you to wherever
We
you'd
want
like.
to follow the footprints.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the footprints. I will be in the back of the party, hanging back quite a distance.
Why is he lurking?
He's just watching our backs.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
He's staring at all of your asses because Tilvalar
It's-
swings both ways.
Especially
Okay.
Deadlies. I love those buns of steel.
We love that bisexual representation.
Mm-hmm. So,
All right.
obviously, water. On this map, you guys are right up against the edge of where you should be. Light and so technically, you'd be a little further to the north to be on land for that side, but you're kind of right at the edge.
So I want to be back enough that I'm at the edge of the light, and I can more easily stealth.
Dudley's light is, what did we say, 60 feet? Right?
Dudley's not got it on. I think we're using the continual flame.
Yeah, I'm
and
just using a regular light with the flame. Yep, at this point.
Okay. Then we should change Dudley's. Oh. That's just your night vision, Dudley. Got it.
I was gonna say I don't really see his light going off.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
This is the water?
say-
You got to figure out what you're doing with the water.
Well, we have the other passage too that's blocked by rubble. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Dudley's going to go that way.
Okay. Dudley announces he'd like to look the other way first.
After we
Oh.
already clambered up here,
Mm-hmm.
already climbed up on the edge, Dudley's like, actually,
It's just right here, right? It's not.
Yeah,
It's not far.
it's right around the
No,
corner.
it's not.
thought it was like this way and around the corner.
Why are we going back to this passage? Something about it?
Is this the torture room we're going to, or?
Okay, so clarifying, you move to this passage, and then you're moving to.
Yeah, it's back at the torture room, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just showing you the route you're taking.
No, I understood. I think that
Right here. Dudley's going to start clearing this using
we're
the
gonna-
hammer if necessary.
Using
Wait.
the hammer if necessary.
Yeah, the adamantine hammer.
Okay. I did mention it's several tons, and you're going to try to break through all the rock and move all the dirt. Yes. Okay,
I don't have a spell for that.
it's okay.
No, I'm just telling Dudley. I don't have a spell for that.
As Dudley begins working on this, about how long does it look like this is going to take?
Who's got knowledge? I guess it would be engineering, right? Like that would be a reasonable assumption, or maybe even dungeoneering. I would allow.
Same difference.
Yeah. All right, so Alagos, between the two skills, Dudley could be here for several days, not knowing how deep this actually goes, which was the thing that Tilvalar ran into, was he couldn't see how much of it was caved in.
Does the water flow north on this map? Up?
No, it is flowing south.
South. Okay.
At least that's the way that you
Right.
saw the person get swept away.
Right.
Well, and he got swept away.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dudley, how committed are you to this path? This is going to take some time.
Let's see here. Pretty committed at this point in time, unless you've got a better suggestion on how to figure out what's on the other side. Dudley will start throwing the debris in here.
And that's the water.
No,
This is not water?
nope, that is wall.
Oh, okay.
just kind of piling it up against the wall then.
Well, I guess I'll help just moving debris out of the way then. So speed this along.
No, he'll take the extra time to drag it up to the water and throw it in there.
So you're pulling dirt or rocks out, up the path, around the corner, and then back into the water where you guys
Yep.
first crossed to see the dead body or the tunnel that goes to the... Got
I
it.
think he wants to make a path.
With dirt and rocks.
Maybe.
Okay, I'll
That's
kind
what
of
it appears to me.
I'll watch for about 30 minutes
Mhm.
as he's doing this, just literally. Dudley, I can tell you're committed to this path. May I ask why?
We don't know where this goes.
No, but was there not a path that was open we could check first?
Depends on what you call open. It's on the other side of the river.
Well, that's easy enough. I have the means to get us across safely. You know that.
Hi.
Hey, you. Sorry, I need like a 2-minute AFK to say bye to some friends. Be right back.
I will go pee and run a commercial and also maybe draw a map behind this debris that doesn't have anything on the other side of it. I'll tell you when I get back from this bathroom break what I decide to do.
Right.
Oh no! Well, I guess I'll take a tea then. Por favor. Okay. I have returned.
Welcome back.
Da-da-da. Hey, Hefe,
Yes, what?
you know how USC their band only plays one song at their football games?
Mm-hmm.
Da, 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 da. You know there's lyrics to that?
No.
This is the only song we know. It's boring and it's slow.
Nice.
There you go.
All right, so back to I have a way to get us across, Dudley. You know that. Or is there some reason why you don't want to accept my help?
Dudley will look at Tilvar. Fine. Go the other way first.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Okay. Nice and slow, one at a time.
All right. Over to the other map again.
Oh, Mark. Never
Right.
change.
All right. So how are you doing this?
Levitate, one at a
I'm
time.
gonna swim.
Okay, and then you want us to pull
I'm
across.
gonna wait till I'm done then. All right. So pulling across to the ledge.
Where is
Turn.
the ledge? Is this a ledge?
This
Oh yeah.
is ledge.
Okay. I'll swim over there and then pull them across.
Okay.
A swim check.
Yep.
Nice.
Excellent. Keep in mind that's really high track. Okay.
That's really wet.
Yeah, right over there. That's where you're shooting for. Let's see. So that it's evident, because I'm not sure what the map is showing you. Freehand. There. So you get a better idea where the end wall is there. That's the art for the end wall.
Oh, okay.
You should draw us like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a height map. Like in geology, you should draw us one of those for like every map we're on.
There you go.
A topographical map.
That's the
now,
one.
For now on.
I
For
took
now on, so we
Geology
could have
101. It was called Rock On.
that. Good call.
That sounds terrible.
Let's get that done by next session, would you, Jess? Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You all hear a large torrent of water, almost like water is rising rapidly in pushed format through the tunnel. After about 30 seconds, it sweeps through and washes you all away. You're all dead. I'm sorry.
Sweet. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I'm gonna go drink.
Right? All right. So one of you is across. The other one is pulling levitated people across.
I'm going to levitate and people can grab onto me.
Okay.
Just go back and forth.
Who you taking first, Tivlar or Herna?
That Silvalar's already over.
I'm sorry.
I'll take
Dudley or
I'll
Herna?
take Herna over first.
Okay. Herna. Alagos grabs you around the waist.
Stop it. You don't have to make it weird.
I absolutely do. Undo that. Bad Hefe.
Evil GM.
Okay. So, yeah, no, you're literally floating across the rushing water over to Tilvalar slowly because levitate is slow. You're being pulled. Okay.
Yeah, the same thing as yesterday that we did, by the way. So it's
Mm-hmm.
a little more dramatic today for some reason. I'll go back to Dudley, do the same thing.
Okay. Also, Alagos grabs you around the waist, Dudley. This is
Not exactly, no.
just as awkward
Just by the cod piece.
as it was for the other person.
Okay. Make sure we're off the ground before we go over the water, just to make sure you can hold me.
No.
I suspect it's awkward for different reasons.
Maybe.
You know?
You don't know.
Those late
That's true.
homoeretics.
Don't
I didn't find it
presume.
awkward at all. I was fine the whole time.
That's my boy.
Over on this side, you see a decent amount of giant-sized tracks. They are going both directions, up and down, or north and south, depending on what you want to count it as.
Now,
Sword
down to the south was the hammer, is that correct?
over here.
Yeah.
Okay. But
the
we're on
others-
the ledge now, which is different.
Yes.
Following Dudley.
I'm hanging back. You want stealth rolls, Hefe, or am I good?
If you're stealthing, I want stealth rolls. Just one. We'll assume that sticks for you for the time being until it needs to be a newer one.
I'm not stealthing.
Obviously.
Thanks, Titters.
Just making sure I know where you are.
Okay, hold on one second. Delete, 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 delete. Delete your light. Delete that.
Oh, Tilvalar's gone again.
Yeah, he does that.
He does.
I'm sure he's fine.
He's right there.
I still see him. He's gonna sneak up on us and hurt us. Okay.
Yep, if you say so, Dudley.
I'm going to only take them since you're staying so far back and move them to the next map. The ledge narrows out as you come on, and it looks like it's going to be hard to. I'm sorry. And there you go with your light. Hard to maneuver too much, but you just want to go slow. Not so much for Alagos because I'm assuming he's still levitating.
Yeah, assuming it was within 5 minutes.
Yep.
Just kind of float along.
Yep. Let's see. Alagos, you're seeing out that far. You can hear the water gets louder here, not because I'm going to throw a flood at you and kill you all, but because it seems to be crashing up against another ledge, an alternative ledge, and then literally it's not rising as it fills, so it must be petering out somewhere and going somewhere else.
Looks like an underground river up ahead, Dudley.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the tracks lead?
Further down to the south.
Moving on down.
To the east side.
If you were supposed to have moved us to a different map, we're not on a different map.
Oh, I didn't click it. Sorry. I hate that.
It's okay.
All
There
right.
you go.
I just wanted to make sure so you didn't
No.
embarrass yourself further.
Shush
Too
you.
late.
Oh, this is cool. And you can see the hammer. That's kind of cool. But it's grayed out because we're on a different elevation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just following along behind. Move me when it's appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're trying to stay out of the light, I'll grab you when it's time. All right, Dudley, you can see what looks to be some kind of chopping block down below. There are several body parts down there. Some look like troglodyte, some look like Darsuch. Hold on 1 second, and let me grab Mark. Now that he can come. There we go.
How far down?
About 10 feet down below you, although there's about 20 feet to stand down there before you get to the last part where it goes to where the water is foaming and kind of splashing hard up against it. Definitely not going to be as easy to swim as it was where it was just moving towards this area. It's literally smashing it up against the wall and then siphoning it down underneath itself.
Right. Okay, we'll look at that later. Unless you want to go down now, Alagos.
No, continue forward, my friend.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. You see, Dudley, from where you are, you can see a passage open up into the cavern further south.
Okay.
Watch your step here. A little slippery.
Right over here, Dudley.
And is this wall or does it keep going?
Yeah, this. So the parts that are shaded with the hashes back and forth are the walkable portion for some of it. So this the darker gray parts, so like where Alagos is standing, would be wall.
Okay.
It should look different.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Next time I'll have to draw the shading a little better over the map that I'm using.
All right. Well, I guess down we go then.
How far down is it?
The tunnel?
Yeah. You saying like, or is it just going downward?
No, it's same height. You're just moving into what's now a tunnel versus just the rocky ledge.
Got it.
Dudley, between the way that the rocks are and the path and your armor, you're not being very quiet in general.
Not trying.
Let's see. Close that and bring that up. Put you out over here. All right. It is dark further ahead of you, Dudley. Not that that matters for your dark vision, but you do hear noise up ahead. Thank you.
Any particular type?
You hear tinkering between glass and metal on occasion, and you hear a ruffling of dirt and sand on occasion.
Okay. I will hold up my hand and say, quiet-ish. There's something up there, some person, perhaps.
Okay. Assuming you're whispering that, or
Yeah. Saying quietly.
sure.
Paladin whisper.
Oh no, Dalma.
Fuck you,
She
Dalma.
rolled pretty good. Actually, she rolled terribly. She has a plus 17.
Consider her slightly distracted. She will say, you'll hear someone say in your general direction, Dudley, Herc, is that you? Have you finally come home?
Okay. I will invoke the power of faith.
Turning on a bright light. Okay.
Yep.
What's the range on that? 40 feet, right?
As I cast a spell, Herna. Never be too
30.
careful. You are invis.
I will start down that passage then.
Okie dokie. Spell casting and light.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not Herc.
Well, Herc would have light.
I don't even know who Herc is.
Trace the Giant.
Oh. Well, then she's really stupid because we're probably quieter than a giant.
Have you seen Dudley walk around?
Right? Okay. Make sure that's set. Come back here and get you fools.
Feel bad for Herc.
You should.
Like that guy.
I wasn't there to fight him though, so.
All right. Move you guys over and change the map. Okay. Dudley, you move forward through the tunnel. Let's be clear on a couple things. That's now up, and I guess that's up. You hear spellcasting as you guys prepared and then moved forward. You are now on the map.
She kind of thick though.
We heard spellcrafting as well. Is that correct?
Yep.
And I'm not on the map, right?
No. If you're lingering
Okay.
behind his light, you are not on the map.
Oh, all right, just making sure.
Yep. All right. So Dudley, with your light, light and dark vision at the same time.
Yep.
So you would not see her in your light, but you would see.
Yeah,
Does he have light on him?
Yeah.
He's outside of the light, but in the dark vision.
Right. So you see the form of a female upper torso with a snake-like body below her.
That's her.
She is visible just on the outside of your range, or on the inside of your range, I should say. She sees you, because that puts you on the inside of hers, and says aloud, "What are you doing here? And where's Herc?"
I'm not sure which one of your companions is Herc, but we have put an end to almost all of them. We're here to make sure that the tragedies that befell the Dar Soch do not befall anyone else.
Tragedies with the Dar Soch? You mean the war? You're going to stop all war. Is that what you're going to do? She literally adjusts the glasses on her face. Rather attractive. Can I show a character? I don't know how
There's
well
a
you guys
picture.
can see.
You can make her really big,
Could make her
on the
really
map
big.
for the sake of showing us, and then make her smaller. Chris did that a lot.
Can
a lot
you?
of our tokens.
Can I see into the chamber where I am, Pepe, or no?
You can see Chris's light in the chamber.
Okay, can you put me on the map so I
She
can
is.
see what's in the light? And but we'll just be assumed that I'm far back. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Because the map is black right now for me.
that's so metagame. But assuming
Well, if
you're
I can
not,
see.
But he can
Oh, I
see my
can't
light,
see into
right?
the chamber.
huh?
I can't see into the chamber.
Again, no. If you're
Okay.
staying outside his light, you're seeing anything that's within Alagos' light, which doesn't cover her. Well, does he see Dudley's? No, not with the
Yeah.
bend.
Okay, so that's what I was asking. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, you, my friend, are still in the back if you want to stay out of the light.
It's fair.
But I have you copied and ready to come over.
Thank you, sir.
Because again, they haven't moved any further into the room.
Anyway, we're going to stop all wars. We put a stop to this one.
I guess congratulations are in offer then. Good job. But does that also mean that you're saying that you've killed Herc, who was at least someone I cared about?
Herc would have been attacking the Dar, then yes, we've killed him.
Okay, did you kill all the Dar for all the troglodytes that they killed? Just asking to see if you're keeping a fair and upright standing, or if you're just killing one side over the other side.
This woman's an imbecile.
From our perspective, the war was one-sided. We have, as I said, ended it. They have no ability to make war on you. You have no ability to make war on them.
I never made war on anybody. But again, as I offered, congratulations.
What are your intentions from this point, now that you know what we have done?
I don't know, you just broke into my house, so what are your intentions now that I know that you have done?
Make sure that you don't hurt anybody. That's all.
Oh, good, then you can leave now. Have a nice day.
All right. Do I see any evidence in this place of human sacrifice, troglodyte sacrifice, anything like that?
Other than the chopping block that we walked by.
Right
Got the
here?
dead body parts everywhere.
Yeah, no, you don't see anything like that. Not in the space that you have, anyway.
Okay. Well, Alagos is the only one I can see behind me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do
Seeing you look back, I say, oh, she's nearby.
What do you think?
The dead bodies we saw back there. Who's responsible for those?
You asking her?
It's out loud.
I would assume Herc, if anything. But again,
So
he wasn't
you were
guilty
just a
for
bystander in this war of the slaughter?
bystander of the war and the slaughter. I live here. I do my research here. The people that lived in this community were at war with another group. So, yes. Again, if you're trying to accuse me of war crimes, I accuse you of the same thing. But, again,
I slaughtered your people happily for what they did. I don't hold back beyond that. You can accuse me of what you wish. I admit it freely. And if it were not for my paladin friend here, you'd already be dead.
that's good to know. Also, you don't scare me much. And I think, although you still haven't stepped up yet close enough, so I can't say that. Again, you talk bravely for someone that's hiding behind your paladin friend.
She seems to want to speak, Dudley. It's up to you what we do from here.
Someone
you have
has
the
to.
you have the tools to determine whether or not she's worthy of your blade. Wish I didn't say that, but
Does she lead the troglodytes, or is she just
Yeah.
living cohabitating near them?
she's
You're
feigning
right.
innocence all of a sudden.
Of course she is.
Well, I've gotten the sense that she's lied. So, fine. Sheath my sword. We're done here.
Well, goodbye. Have a nice day.
Dudley.
Did you just
Yes.
say Dudley?
Yeah, I did.
Let's hope we roll better than a 3 this time. Not much better. She fiddles with her glasses. Says she kind of like raises her shoulders, like, "You still here?"
I'm walking out.
Okay.
I'll follow him out.
All right. Tilvalar, they start coming your way again. The light starts closing in. Do you want to back away from the light, or
You're muted.
I'll back away from the light and go have a look at the chopping block.
all right?
As the light gets closer.
Sure. Okay.
I'll climb down. You want to climb check?
No. I'm sure that's capable for you, and I would probably assume you just take a 10, right?
Yeah.
Because we're at that level now where we should start saying take 10 as opposed to rolling for random easy tasks. All
Yep.
right.
What was that, Dudley?
Nothing she said was untrue that I could tell.
So she offered healing and aid to those that murdered the Darsuch, yet she herself said she didn't participate in the war.
Yeah. And as she said, we offered healing and aid to the Darsuch in their war against the troglodytes. So
what changed from yesterday? Yesterday you had a just cause, and now it's benign in nature.
well, maybe things are just a little bit more gray today.
Doesn't sound like you.
But you know what, Alagos? Maybe you don't know me as well as you think you do.
You'd be correct. I've only known you for a few months. That's not long. And good talk.
I don't want to get... Actually, still stay between these guys. We should leave.
Very well.
What do I see? Have I anything interesting?
It looks like a chopping block. I mean, just like described. There's a small axe off to the side. When I say small axe, I should say large axe. But like small axe for a giant, large axe for you is kind of a hard makeshift. For him, it was just a small hand tool. For you, it looks like a huge
So
weapon.
it looks like it was the giant who was using it, not the witch.
I mean, as far as you know,
What kind of limbs are these? Can I identify the race?
it's a little bit of everything, including animals.
I'll climb back up.
Okay.
Well, apparently we're letting her go, Tobalar.
We are.
Things are more gray, apparently.
And we're okay with this.
Apparently. Oh, she comes and tries to kill us or one of the Darsuch. I hope we're there to stop her.
The Darsuch won't be there for very long at all, will they?
Fair point.
I wonder what she's researching. Because I was able to hear the conversation, right, Hefe?
Sure, they weren't quiet. It's just mad rushing water where you were standing. No, you didn't hear anything.
Okay, fair enough. Never mind. I take it back.
She mentioned research. Do we know what she was studying?
Yeah, I didn't get a roll or an up or offer up that I saw anything.
Oh, based off the room, like, did it look like she had like alchemy supplies? Was it like lots of books? Like, what does the chamber look like? I couldn't see as far as her, but I could see into the room.
Yeah, let me check and see what you could see.
She had tools off to the side, like maybe not tools, but like those like green.
Yeah, you could see just barely some cauldrons and flasks, some kind of studies.
Witchy stuff.
Probably not a whole lot different from your lab setup for your herbalism. I mean, at least from the one partial piece of a table you saw.
Yeah. We should have had a chance to examine it and see what she was brewing.
Yeah.
Maybe I could sneak. No, that's not a good idea.
No, don't do that. Not a good idea.
You hear my voice start to go this way.
No.
And then I turn back and I'm like, actually, never mind. That's a bad idea.
And I kind of glance at Alagos at that, and I kind of smirk just a tiny little bit.
I mean, you could just go ask her.
Yep. You guys want to go back and talk? Be my guest.
You think that she would talk to me?
Well, based on her demeanor, she was all talk.
I just worry that leaving her here alive, her next victims, should she have them, might count you and I amongst her murderers.
Well, apparently we're done here.
Okay.
Very well.
Heading back out. Back to the Darsuch. Or
Okay.
unless you want to go digging, Chair.
Nope. I'm good.
All right, back to the Darsuch. Assume any talks. You got that whole, 30-minute
I'll
walk.
Take more supplies if there are any, and mushrooms if there aren't.
I didn't hear bring the wagon, so is Chris casting spells to assume, or you're just carrying one or two boxes and dragging them through the forest?
I'm not going to cast any spells today for that, no.
Okay. So the Dudley just picks up a barrel, fills it with everything he can, and carries it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. You bring another barrel full of supplies back to the Darsuch encampment. They have
On our way back. Dudley, what's going on? Ever since yesterday, you haven't been yourself. What's happened? aside from the fact that if you don't want to kill someone, that's fine. I trust your judgment, but
Well, turns out that everything isn't just the way I thought it was, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Because you know what? I'm not 157,000 years old like Tilvar here. I don't have all the
140, but thank you.
I'm just trying to figure it out and do the right thing, what I can figure out in the moment.
well, that's all any of us can do. How is that different from yesterday?
Yesterday, I thought I knew who I could trust.
And now you don't?
I have no idea. I think I can trust Virgil.
He seems like a nice man.
It's on the uptight side, I suppose, but nice enough.
Oh boy.
And do you count us amongst those you can trust, or no?
Of the four of us, I
Yes,
don't know
us.
if I trust any of us. Not even me.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Seems quite a dilemma for a faithful zealot such as yourself.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Is this because I broke up with Lawrence? Because like I feel like that really is none of your business, Dudley. Like, all due respect.
Wait, this is about Lawrence? No. This can't be about Lawrence.
Are you sure? Because that's kind of what I've been worried about.
Were you straight with Lawrence?
Yes.
No problem with that.
Oh, thank God. All right, I'm gonna
Well,
go
maybe-
sit down.
What if she wasn't straight with Lawrence? Are you in a position to judge her?
She lied to him? Yeah, I am in a position to judge her.
Says who?
Aristil.
Really? When's the last time Aristil spoke to you?
He granted me his sight yesterday.
Grants you his sight
Yeah,
every day you choose to use it. And do you think that Aristil would sit in judgment upon Herna for making a decision?
No, I don't. Beneath him. That's why he has people like me to do his will.
What a bang up job you're doing.
Don't push it, Alagos. Don't push it.
Push what? I'm trying to figure out what's happened since yesterday. I thought we were starting to get along. I was beginning to. Look, I have my own issues here, and I was. You're really confusing me, Dudley.
Yeah. It's mutual. Can we just walk for now?
Sure. Yeah, we'll just keep living in the gray.
That's 2 checks for Hefe tonight. I saved a monster and magic items, and I didn't have to draw a map behind a bunch of dirt.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep back there at night.
Take up the dirt. Damn you! All right, fine. All right, you quietly march the rest of the way back since, Dudley called a moratorium on talking the rest of the way. The Darsuch are working on packing things up and trying to put things together. Oddly enough, they seem almost ready to go, kind of like they've done this whole pack up and run away thing way more than you think they should have. Aurora will say that we'll be ready to go tomorrow. We're just trying to get some other stuff set, but we think we can take most of the stuff we need with us. How far is it to the water temple? No one from Our tribe has been there.
I don't recall. Was it a couple days? I don't remember.
It's like a day and a half. I mean, you guys will be traveling slower because of the wagon and these guys, so probably a day and a half to 2 days.
About
But-
2 days then.
Yeah.
2 days.
Another White Claw.
Dudley will
That
spend
kind
the
of
rest of this day hunting.
Okay. Excellent, Dudley. You find some deer, and it's ripe for the eating. You know, living things right when you kill them, they're perfectly ripe.
I don't need it.
You don't eat deer? Okay.
While he's gone, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have used you as my point of argument with Dudley. That was wrong of me.
No, it's okay. He's right. We could all stand to be better people. Especially me. I've not been my best self lately, apparently.
What are you talking about?
It's just a really unkind thing I did to Lawrence. I mean, he put me on the spot in something I was not prepared to deal with, and I did not react very well to it. And I'm gonna have to deal with the consequences of that at some point. But he's right. I severely hurt another person, and I really don't think I am worth the ground I'm standing on right now.
I stabbed myself.
The past is done. All we can do is try to be better tomorrow.
And maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
Well, I go find a spot against the wall and I sit down.
All right. Well, after a little while, Dudley comes back from hunting. Are you guys making a camp for yourselves, or are we in separate camps now, or sleeping slightly away from each other? I don't know what's going on, so I want to see if there's a new SOP for camping or not.
No, Dudley is not inclined to be talkative, but he's also not inclined to, do his completely his own thing.
Okay. All right. So awkwardly, no one's talking, but everybody's setting up camp until Tilvalar breaks the ice and says something stupid Tilvalarish.
For once, it seems like I have nothing to say at all.
All right, Tilvalar, I gave you your opening. Finish chewing that bite and then say something amazingly elfish.
With the smoke rising from the lava fields, if you look that way, the sunset truly is beautiful, isn't it?
Man, he can enjoy anything.
I don't look.
Pleasant enough, I suppose.
I don't deserve things like beautiful sunsets.
And he turns towards you and he looks you dead in the eye and says, "Then make yourself better." He has never been more serious in the entire time. Every single word he's ever said to you, he has never looked more serious than what he said right there.
She's got just like a doe-eyed.
And then he turns back towards the sunset and watches the sunset. Nice.
Are there rules on shut the fuck up, Jer. Hold on, I need to look up the rules for something.
Okay. Please look up the rules for something. I'll just sit here and...
No, are there rules for hunger?
Yes. Somewhere.
Mhm.
I mean,
If anyone's paying attention, you will see that she has not eaten in the past day
so
or
it
I guess.
wasn't just the deer thing. You're just passing on all food. Got it. Okay. I thought
Yeah.
you had an issue that I killed Bambi
No.
or something. I clearly
No.
didn't.
Well, she is a vegetarian, but she has rations that,
But that aren't interesting to her right now because she's such a bad person.
exactly. She's
Yeah, you
18.
got-
Can you just let me be a little dramatic?
Yep.
Yeah.
Be angsty in 18.
You've got 3 days before you start to feel any ill effects from hunger.
Great. I'll see you in 3 days.
Maybe. If
That
blindness,
depends.
if blindness
That
isn't the
depends.
first thing that happens. Okay.
Bye.
In this life, as we move through it, we
Oh my
find
God.
an ideal that we'd like to be. And that ideal is subject to change, as are all things. But as we move through life, I personally try to move myself towards that ideal. If I have taken a tiny little step closer to that ideal in a given day, then I feel good about myself. If I've taken a step away from it, then I reevaluate what I'm doing.
All of us try to make decisions that we think to ourselves are for the best.
I've not found that to be the case. I've found that some people purposefully try to make the wrong decisions. They make the wrong decisions for themselves, sometimes willfully, because of some misguided notion that they're not worth it. But every sentient being is worth it.
Who would willingly make a decision to hurt themselves? That makes no sense.
And yet I've seen it many times.
I'm saying people do make bad decisions, but people don't tend to purposely make bad decisions knowing it's going to be bad for them.
Well, people sabotage themselves all the time. May not be. What's the word I'm looking for? It might not be a conscious instinct,
Okay,
but
so
but it's something that happens unconsciously.
fair enough. But why is there a picture of Jesus?
Silmar is our priest now.
Nice.
Oh, I'm done role playing. Thanks, Jess.
I truly don't have anything to say.
I'm done.
Okay. Then making camp for the evening. Normal watch, I would assume.
Yes, sir.
All right. You wake up the next morning uninterrupted. No attacks from a witch or anything. The Darsoch are ready to go when you are. The wagon is being used for the people that cannot travel themselves. I'm assuming you're using some kind of magic or having Dudley pull, as he's the biggest, strongest character close to an ox that you have.
Yeah, fuck Dudley. He can do it.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? Silvar will help him pull the weight.
As will Frederick, one of the last few young and strong. So the three of you will be pulling the weight with extra food. All the rest of the people will be taking what they can carry for supplies on their backs, along with some bedding, the clothes that matter, anything that they can to make the 2-day trip from what you've said. Again, you are a large entourage traveling to the water temple loudly.
Yeah.
This keeps most of your worrisome predators away. So there are no encounters.
No Chibits? Damn it.
No Chibits for you, sir. No Chibits for you. You'll be using the supplies from the Darsoch that you've brought from the Troglodyte camp, rather than hunting. I'm assuming rather than slow your trip down to make it take longer. I'm looking for a nod from Dudley on that.
Yeah, if I'm pulling, I'm not hunting.
Got it. I'm just trying to make sure. All right. So that will put you at the Water Temple encampment, which doesn't have a pretty map yet because they haven't built a settlement, and I suppose I can find a map to make it better than this, but this is the specific outline where people were rebuilding some of the housing crunch pieces that were all taken apart and dilapidated from the original outside the water temple. So again, 2 days of rations. Mark them off if you need to. I know some of you do not.
I thought we were using the Soch supplies.
Yes, you're more than welcome to use what the Dar Soch cook up for
Yep.
sure. Right? That's a no. Okay. So that would put you. This would be the end of day. It's 2 days of travel plus you didn't eat yesterday. Yeah. So you're at the end of day 3. Tomorrow we'll see where you wake up and start.
Con
to
check.
have, yeah.
I looked it up.
Okay. Excellent. You arrive at the water temple. You are greeted by Sambu and Virgil, not Victor, because that's his evil twin. Right now it's Virgil
With the mustache.
with the mustache. And you can entertain any conversations you would like.
As soon as we get here, I wander off and go be by myself somewhere.
All right. Everybody sees Alagos slip off since he's not hiding it.
Yeah, I walk away too.
Different direction or?
Different direction.
Okay.
I just kind of shrug at Dudley.
The teens have to be teens.
Yep. Dudley will explain to Virgil and Sumbo what he knows of what went on. Make introductions.
Okay. They take in the Dar Soch, entertain several conversations between Aurora, Frederick, and Sambo. Lots of hugs, lots of introductions to other people. They start unloading the wagons and kind of immediately you see, for the first time really, other than when you saw Apollo and Lily spend some time together and be very social, see 2 different Dar races kind of get together. They almost immediately click. The interaction starts up right away. There's no young teen angst anywhere in this. They literally appear to be 2 races with one focus, mindset, and almost
Like they were
upbringing.
made for each other.
Almost like they were made for each other. And you immediately see them assisting each other, jumping right to and acting like a community as a whole versus 2 different communities thrust upon each other. And it's a little startling, quite honestly, because you're not used to that with your own folks, right? Like humans, elves, dwarves, blah blah blah. There's always a little side drama here and there. Not to mention the stuff amongst the own race. But they jump right to helping, and within a short duration, the Dar Soch are settled in with the Dar Mulanth, and Virgil's ever-present direction and leadership to help make things smoother, which goes a lot better for him because Dudley's around and he can order him around to do stuff as well.
Oh yeah, Virgil's loving this. This is like right up his alley. All right. Well, at some point in time, Virgil and Dudley will talk, but we can do that off camera.
Sure.
It's awkward to roleplay with yourself.
It is.
On camera.
I wonder if perhaps we should send word to the Dardrug and ask them to come here as well, given how well these 2 people seem to get along.
We kind of did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They had planned to send some folks up.
Gotcha.
Clearly they have not yet, but they were still dealing with a few other issues because you guys had just released them, so, or released their water, so to speak.
Okay.
Well, suppose we should overnight here and travel to the Hot Chicks and see if they have any word of the hag.
That would be the Festicons, and you can certainly
Yes.
do that if that is the choice of the group. That's a couple days travel.
Now, by this time has Virgil heard remotely all the results of the negotiations?
Yes, we did talk that would be something you'd want to go over. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So are you mentioning your plans to visit the Festicons in front of Virgil? That'd be the next question.
Sure.
Okay. So does Virgil know if that's a possibility? Because the first time we went to there, they were very protective about their borders. So the question is, what did they negotiate vis-a-vis visitors?
They did, including a trade route agreement. So there is safe travel allowed to the Festicons area at this point.
Okay.
You also know that they were willing to take Hope there.
All right. All right, then if that's the case, then Dudley does not feel the need to go back to Serenity first.
Okay.
With Virgil's blessing.
Yeah. The only question he would have for you on the side, and don't think that matters since the other two have walked off and Mark isn't on headset, is did you go to the third pool? And he's asking more curious than anything.
And Dudley will say, no, I did not feel that we were worthy of it at this time.
Interesting. I'd support your decision either way. Your friends agreed?
We didn't exactly discuss it, but it seemed mutual.
I will let everybody else know the next time I talk to Myrna.
All right. And at some point in time, Virgil, in their discussions, will have Dudley go into the temple and pray.
Okay. I will let you know if that nets Dudley any different results, since I'm assuming you're trying to see if he'll spark anything Virgil hasn't.
To a degree.
Okay.
Virgil's really more concerned about Dudley getting back in touch with Aristil than he is necessarily about communing with the temple at this point in time.
Oh, all right. Then that would go just fine. And the light would entertain, goodness and good feelings. So.
Mm.
The big, shiny, bright light from the sky.
Right.
Anything else for anybody else? Even if they're off and somberly listening? I have to take a bite of food or my wife will continue to stare over my shoulder right now.
Nope, just keep it to myself for the day.
Uh,
I mean, lots of brooding and cursing and that kind of thing, but it's all solo.
Love it.
Yeah, notably not praying. But since I'm an oracle, that doesn't super matter. So fuck you, you can't take my spells.
I feel a lot of challenging of the DM today from you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Not praying, but in a respectful way.
It's fine. It's fine.
Talking to her spirits, trying to make herself, psych herself up.
Sure.
figure out what to do about Lawrence. How to make amends, so to speak. At some point, though,
Maybe you shouldn't have told him something if you had to make amends.
Right?
listen, you're like probably like a half a mile away from me right now,
Yeah,
so
I absolutely am.
you
I
hold
am.
the power here. At some point, though, probably soon-ish, she will get a message from Alyth,
Mm-hmm.
ascending from Alyth, and Alyth is really not pleased. But I'll write more about that.
Okay.
But the tone of it is, the timbre is, are you avoiding what you've done here?
So
I've
has
had,
it gotten
like,
out?
3
Because
people-
if Myrna heard about it, I need to know.
I don't know. Has it gotten out? I feel like
Oh, you tell
You
me.
know.
I mean, well, no, that's true. You wouldn't know about
Right.
Lawrence. That's true. That's
right.
outside your
I
control.
feel like Alyth would know, because I think that I would have told her also. So if there's anything uncomfortable happening back home, she would tell me to come face what I've done and do something about it. So that you're gonna have to tell me if anything has come of that.
To be fair, Lawrence's proposal was very public, and
Well, yeah. And
probably
That's
people
mainly
would
what
ask
I'm
him
thinking.
about it, so he would say something.
He would say something, but I don't know what he would have said. Alyth would have told me, at least if it had gotten into a thing and there was like a, people with pitchforks coming for me for hurting the golden boy or whatever. But
Alyth hasn't heard anything about it yet.
okay, well, I told her
No,
directly.
no, I'm saying from the community.
the other stuff.
The community. Okay, well, that's great news. She's still pissed at me, though.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not pissed at me.
From a moral standpoint. Well, she doesn't feel that it's her place to police you.
That's just it. But
I'm sorry, Erna definitely told her.
You didn't tell her about that part. You just told her
No,
about the
she
breakup, right?
Nope, she told her about you.
So my question is, did she tell Myrna or not?
She would not have discussed it with Myrna if that was something she felt would be,
Embarrassing to her religious beliefs.
No, not just embarrassing to,
Myrna.
Yeah, she doesn't want to embarrass Myrna. She doesn't care about the stupid teenagers being stupid teenagers.
Gotcha.
Ah.
Love, true love. Okay.
Marriage! Or not marriage, as the case may be. And it may.
Okay. Well, Tilvalar, now that you are back, anything else you would like to do at the Water Temple before we attempt to move on? Unless there's a reason to stay at the Water Temple. I'm not rushing anybody to or from.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So Dudley's doing some praying. You're getting a sending. And you are brooding. Got it.
If you've seen Harry Potter, it's kind of like a howler, actually. Like she has to cast
like that. Okay.
to
I like
continue yelling at me. Because she doesn't have enough words.
that. Mr. Potter.
God, no note!
Oh shit. That's
Angry moms are rough.
Mhm.
Okay. You wake up the next morning. Assuming everybody got together and slept, you're in some kind of encampment, so I'm going to assume not standard operating procedures and everybody just kind of stayed to themselves, but in the general area of the community.
I'll
Sure.
cast a rope trick and disappear for the night.
Okay. No one sees Alagos.
I would walk around looking for Alagos just to make sure he was okay, but if I didn't immediately see him, I wouldn't seek him out any more than that.
Yeah, you do the whole perimeter. You don't find him anywhere.
I see a strange rope that wasn't hanging there before.
Knowing Alagos, he put that like up against the
Right.
side of a building or something smart so nobody would notice it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I
a
say-
lot less dark than I thought you were making a joke about.
My God.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
He does brood, but not that much. Come on, bro.
Yeah. I don't say anything to anyone, and I just go to sleep.
okay. So con check for Shady as she wakes up. The rest of you, I'm assuming, are going to eat.
7!
Hey,
One
What about,
1d6 with non-lethal damage.
What about drinking the water at the temple? Does that sustain anybody? Something that went on about that earlier.
Oh, that's true.
Drinking the water at the temple?
Yeah,
being in the temple, we didn't need to drink or eat or whatever.
right.
That is true.
I'm outside the temple though, and I've been creating my own water. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Dudley would have gone in the temple for a little while.
We would have spent the whole night, actually.
Then he's not hungry the next morning.
Right.
Okay. So, not rushing you in any way, shape, or form, but you're all up and you've all done whatever you're going to do for eating.
Let's go to Fetchicons.
Someone needs to. Well, that's the thing. Like, are you all walking there individually, or is somebody gathering the group back up at some point and the team is heading out together?
I'm probably sleeping like
doesn't
somewhere
seem
around
like
here, like far enough that it's clear I don't want to be disturbed, but making myself available for when we want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I'd stay on the outskirts. And I wouldn't come back to the center.
I'm a squishy healer.
Dudley will look for Tilvalar in the morning, for starters.
Tilvar is very easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
He is up at dawn doing his stretching and dancing, and
I've had that ass.
Oh my god.
You don't get
That's
it by
two
not
down,
working out.
One
right?
to go.
we need to talk. Alagos, we need to talk about that itch that I've got now. Okay.
Conquering the whole party one at a time.
Oh
baby.
my god, I feel like Dudley's gonna be the hardest to crack. So
Just get him drunk. That's all I need. I'll take.
Drunk with some mushrooms, and you're fine.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Talk about awkward. Jesus.
Silvalar, want to
Yes,
thank you.
Dudley.
Want to thank you for what you've said over the past few days.
He
Oh,
kind of looks
clear.
at you and he says, "I kind of see a lot of things."
It's just a general.
I need to be more specific.
You've been a help, and I don't think I've said thank you very much to you, but I appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome, my friend. And I truly do consider you a friend.
Well, I consider you a friend too. Being like a really old friend, but like a friend.
And the irony is, amongst my people, I'm considered quite young.
Must be really strange to look back and over all those years. I mean, I can't even remember like more than 5 or 6 years ago. It's really weird.
That's part of the reason why I meditate every night, is to come to terms with the memories and to almost bury them. It's easy to become overwhelmed by all that I've lived through. So I put them deep. I compartmentalize them, and then as I meditate, I can take them out again and examine the things that I've lived in the past, so that I can make better choices in the future.
It must be really handy. Maybe one day I'll figure out how to get some of those memories back.
It's worked well for me so far.
Oh, there's Herna. She looks tired.
Erna, are you unwell? Can we not travel today?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm ready to go when you are.
Hey, Herna.
Yeah?
Keep that damage logged because it's not healable.
Yep, it's on my sheet, and I'm also fatigued.
Mm-hmm.
So, shall we go try to fight this hag then, or find it?
Indeed, I think that would be wise.
All right. Well, I'm ready whenever you two are.
Alagos!
Thank you, Tumbler.
We're going! You coming or what?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. You guys are going to make your way back down to the forest, just further down the hill, following the river path into the forest, but then breaking from the river to head to where the Festicons were. You know the general area of their community because you were nearby it last time, but didn't actually make it into it. So,
Dudley will be hunting.
so slowing the movement. Okay. All right.
Is that food for all of us, Chair?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Should be, I could do vegetarian too, so.
Politely declined.
Okay, so now he hasn't seen you eat 3 out of 4 days.
That's correct.
Okay.
Have I noticed this too?
Were you offering her food at any point in time?
No.
Then I would say no.
Alright.
Okay. Are you
So I
making...
can't point to Alagos and say, see what I was talking about?
No. Although with a perception check, you might notice that she seems to be dragging ass today. And doesn't look great.
Do I even notice that? Probably not.
Tilvalar does. Alagos does not. Too wrapped up in his own thoughts about himself.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking. Erna, are you okay? I'm a little worried about you. You don't seem to be yourself.
Oh, better than ever, Tilvalar. Thank you for asking.
Better than ever.
Can I get you some water or?
Oh, I've got water. I point to a very full water skin that I have been drinking out of because you've seen me create water probably because I do that every morning.
So do we all.
You seem rather tired. Are you not sleeping well?
Oh, sleeping fine. Stomach is a bit unsettled. That's all. I'm fine to keep going.
You know, my mother always used to give me a wonderful tea when my stomach was unsettled.
Great.
Do you have any tea leaves?
Very good.
I kind of look around and see if there's anything that I think might be able to be used as a tea to bullshit my way through this.
Matter of fact, I do.
Post herbalism checks. This
I
ought
was
to be good.
gonna say you pick up something that's like poison oak and it's like, yeah, no, that's definitely not tea, dude.
If you have a sip of this, the herbalist should be able to figure that out, I think.
I just sigh, no, I don't see anything.
Oh, well, that's okay.
But, I mean, you're an herbalist. Surely you could find something.
I'm sure I could, but I don't want to slow down the group.
Well,
The group's
Dudley's out hunting.
already insanely slow with Dudley doing half his day.
If you tell me what to look for, I can help you find it.
Really, you needn't bother, please. I don't want to be any more of a burden. It's okay.
You're never a burden. You're my friend. Friends are never a burden. Friends are companions on the journey of life.
Sometimes friends are burdens. Staring at Dudley's head.
Alagos, don't be an asshole.
Because I'm the asshole. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. We actually having this conversation.
That or you're going to drag out every monster fight I got.
I was assuming Dudley was off hunting at this point in time, but he's there.
Totally up to you on your presence. I mean, you would have looked your direction if you were far off. You would have looked at the back of your head if you were walking up front.
Okay. We'll assume he's not paying attention at this point in time.
All right.
Okay.
Please,
So-
my friend, I'd truly like to help. Tell me how can I help? What can I look for you? I really think your stomach would feel better for a good tea.
Well,
What's wrong with her stomach? What's wrong with your stomach?
just not
Are you
feeling,
not well?
just not
I go
feeling
up and, like,
100.
Look at her. What's the
Not
matter?
feeling 100%. I'm fine. Truly.
Well, if you're not feeling 100%, you're not fine.
Where's Dudley? Maybe he should look at you.
I'm a healer.
Yeah, but maybe you need someone else. I mean,
I'm good. Just haven't been eating well the past few days. Just haven't had the stomach to. You know, it's okay.
Oh, that's right. You don't eat meat.
Well, I mean, I have some bread and nuts and fruits and things, but
Well, has it gone bad?
no, I don't think so. I haven't really checked.
is it something I can help with?
No,
Kind of
no,
look a little nervous as I say that.
no, you've done nothing wrong. No one's done anything wrong. I'm just not haven't had much of an appetite. That's all.
Well, what have you been eating?
I've been drinking plenty of fluids. A lot of water. I make a show
But
of
okay,
drinking
but
some
what
water.
have you been eating?
I haven't.
Oh, that's just great.
May I ask your professional opinion on something, my friend?
Me?
Of course. You're a
Yes,
healer, yes?
I am. I'm not a nutritionist.
If you had a patient who wasn't feeling well and hadn't been eating, what would you suggest for that person?
She's not going to give you the answer you want.
What's my diagnosis on myself?
That food would make you feel better, but it wouldn't make you feel better. And so then eating would just alleviate the thing you've done to yourself that's causing you pain, which makes you feel differently than the emotions that you're feeling.
I don't say that.
I know. I'm telling you what
but
your
I'm glad
heal
you're on
check.
the same. I'm glad you're on the same page.
Yeah. No, I got you.
I don't even know if I could keep it down if I tried to eat something, but I will try. I don't want to worry anyone. That's the last thing I want to do.
Well, that's exactly what you've done.
Yes, I am understanding as much. I should not have said anything.
Well, that's also inaccurate because if you're not 100%, that puts us all at danger.
Oh no, my healing is not at risk. My spells are fully functional. And then I
My
realized
friend.
that I don't know that for sure because I
And
haven't
he
used
pauses and he tilts his head and he says, "My friend, you are of far more value to each of us than the benefits of your spells. We don't define you by that. We define you by you. And if you're not 100%, then you're not you."
if it'll make you feel better. And I nibble on some bread.
Okay. You don't get your hit points back, but now I'll allow you to cure them if you need to.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
They're non-lethal, so.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't gonna let you heal them until you ate.
And he steps close and very carefully and very gently, not at all in any way, shape, or form a sexual manner.
Okay.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "Is this about that man?"
About who? Lawrence? God, no. I mean, maybe it should be. I'd forgotten about him, actually.
Because from my experience, you humans never really know what it is that you want from love or for a partner until you found the one that you're going to be with forever. And if you haven't found the one that you're going to be with forever, then you did the right thing in walking away from him.
Yes, but No, he was never meant to be like the long-term solution here. I've known that for a while. But I probably could have done it more sensitively.
Well,
I
we can
think what I'm
always-
coming to terms with.
We can always do things better, but if we hold ourselves to an expectation of perfection, then we'll only continue to disappoint ourselves.
I suppose so. You are wise beyond even your many years.
Rather, I've made a great many mistakes in my time.
I appreciate you doing what you can to make sure I don't repeat them then.
What is it that you're eating? Is that just bread and nuts?
Yeah, it's just I have some dried fruit also.
Is there at least some honey in the bread?
No. I haven't
Next
found
time,
it.
put a little bit of honey on the bread. The honey keeps just fine and it tastes much better.
Do we have honey back at Serenity?
Nope.
I should try to find some honey.
Indeed.
It's an excellent herbal remedy for how simple it is. Can also help with local allergies. Have any of you suffered from allergies?
No.
No? Haven't been sneezing or anything? Okay.
Does an allergy to Alagos count?
Who could be allergic to Alagos?
And he says it with a silly grin on his face.
Alagos tries not to smile, so he kind of does this half-hearted smirk. Like he's trying not to laugh at a joke. He's trying to stay angry, goddammit.
Let me be bad.
I'm not done brooding yet.
Thank you, though. I appreciate it. It's
You're welcome.
good to know I am cared for even when I don't care for myself.
When she says that, he looks pointedly at Alagos.
That's not fucking... So fucking awkward.
Dudley, at that point, you would like roll back in from one of your hunting excursions and see and hear all three of them laughing.
Oh, that's kind of
Oh,
What, that
Hey.
the group is getting along without?
Dudley, you need a
Dudley,
hand there
what's
with that whatever you're carrying?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you need a hand with whatever you're? I don't know what you brought back, but Alagos is kind of changing the subject as you approach. Oh, what can I help you carry?
Here, hands him a rabbit. Dinner.
We don't. It's a baby Cheebit. We don't have
Kind
rabbits.
of regrets offering to carry it now. All right. Thank you.
Erda, I found these berries. Maybe they're more to your liking.
Oh, thank you. Genuinely touched. Thank you very much. I will check and make sure they're not poisonous, though. Are they poisonous?
Not with his take 10 on survival.
You're right.
Okay, that's a good point. She still has to check.
Nope.
Well, we've had some miscues with herbalism in the New World, so
Yeah,
you know.
that's
No,
true
these
too.
these look okay. I mean,
Thank you.
for all you know.
Dudley's full-on anti-paladin now. Eat this shit.
This was
Eat it.
clear.
Eat it.
Kills
Here
Herna
comes
in her
that
sleep.
assassin rank.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Gotta hit those prereqs.
She does eat the berries, though. You all see her eat the berries.
Eat the berries. All right. Very nice. So are we stopping at the Dardruga or just bypassing them because again it's on the way down to the forest. Don't know if
Stop
you're
and see how
trying
they're
to
doing.
stop. Okay.
I want to see if they've heard from Gertrude.
From Gertrude.
I don't expect that they would have since she was literally
She was
banished,
banished,
but
yeah.
Right.
I want to see if anyone has heard from her at all. I'm extremely worried.
All right. So you guys will make a stop in there.
I would ask if we could. If no one else wants to, I would say, please can we go see our friends?
See our friends at the Dardruga. Okay. So you will run into the chief. he will let you know that Gertrude is not returned, and that she's not allowed to. So
So why are you asking, you stupid bitch?
he doesn't say that part. Again, passive healing people just like you, they're okay with you. But you break the rules of the Exalted, and you need to be banished.
What was his name?
The chief's name is.
Chief, what's his name?
I have it. Shh, hold on. His name is Chief Grata.
Chief Grata, I wonder if you might be of some small assistance. We traveled up river and we discovered the Darsoch, and unfortunately they were in a very difficult position. They had been at war with another group for quite some time, and their people are in very poor health. I'm wondering if you might perhaps be able to send a group of your people to the water temple to help them recover.
I think that's absolutely possible. We were going to send a group up to the water temple when you told us the Darmalanth had gone, so we just were waiting for the community to be prepared to lose some of its members for a short duration. Definitely, we will make sure that healers are among them. He nods. Did you see Lily or Apollo? They made their way north a couple days ago to catch up with you and find the next tree.
We have not seen them, no.
Wow, that's too bad. I'm sure if she had run into you, she would have offered healing as well. Very well. We'll make sure to send some people up, and maybe we'll catch them.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. He offers you a place to sleep for the night. Again, in what they can offer with their weird sleeping quarters built into the land and the water, but they will offer to feed you as well. But Dudley is hunted, and I'm sure you politely decline yet again to eat seaweed and weird fish things. Yeah, let me know if anybody wants to do anything in this town in particular.
No, that's my question.
I'll kind of stay off to the side, but not quite as far as the previous day.
Gotcha.
I stay with everybody.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, you're put up for sleep. The chieftain will absolutely do some food and just general sit down with you guys for the night for conversation before everybody gets to bed. Open to have anything talked about, or I can fast forward to the morning.
So where is Alagos? Like, how far away from everyone is he?
Oh, probably just like 20 feet. Just like, leaning up against a tree sort of thing.
Okay, I would go sit a respectful distance away, but in his general direction. Being probably less discreet than she thinks she is.
Well, let's see how discreet you're being, considering I don't see shit.
Right. Alagos' perception. Not...
She might be like, boo! And he's like, ah!
No, I would definitely see you. Okay.
I'd even wave. Just not say anything,
I don't bite. You can come sit closer.
I don't want to disturb you. I don't know what kind of,
mood you're in?
No. I don't know what you're doing here. I didn't want to, if there's something you're working on, I didn't want to intrude, but I want you to know that you have people here who care about you. I don't want you to be by yourself. If you could use companionship.
You never bother me, Herna.
That's good to know. You don't bother me either.
That one over there has been pissing me off, though.
Dudley?
Yeah, I thought we were, I shouldn't even care. I don't. I don't care.
It's okay to care. No one will think less of you for caring. He's been hurtful.
Well, that's just it. If you care, you get hurt. And if you don't care, well, it's easier.
Sometimes you still get hurt, even if you don't care. And you can't help but care when you care, That makes sense.
Looking right at you. Yes, that makes perfect sense. I'm sorry if I made things worse for you at home. I didn't mean to.
You didn't. You're very helpful, actually.
That's the word you would use to describe me as helpful?
Well, there's lots of words I would use to describe you, Alagos. We don't have to get into that here. Not in this place of sanctity.
Never been called helpful after something like that, but okay, I'll take it.
Yep. Though I mean, I might have married Lawrence if and that was not a good decision for me.
I think Lawrence is a great guy.
He's fine. He's absolutely fine.
So we think we're gonna find this hack?
No, maybe. It's hard for me to say. I don't track people.
I wonder if the judge of Arista will talk her to death.
Maybe he might offer her quarter again, which I don't know how I feel about. I really would have liked to at least know more about the witch before we set her free.
She should have killed her.
I would have liked to. But maybe she's a good person. Maybe we don't know. I don't know.
No,
I don't know what's in one's heart.
We did give the troglodytes a second chance. Maybe she'll take that and leave us alone.
Or maybe she won't, and we'll have to put her down another day, but at least we've given her a chance.
You know, it's easier when we're fighting. You ever notice that?
You and me or Dudley?
No, not you and I. No, I'm just saying in general, when we're fighting, to save the Dar Such or travel up the river for the Exalted. It's just easier.
We don't fight.
This is complicated.
It is complicated. People are complicated.
Oh, it's so aggravating.
That's okay. She scoots closer. Just in a friendly way.
Alago smiles at you.
Perfect. That's all from me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Same.
All right, you sit quietly, assuming nobody else does anything else or interjects. At some point, it gets late for the Dardruga. They need to get to bed, so they start packing in. Again, the assumption for me would be that you are not grouping all together to go to bed, but you're finding arrangements semi-nearby each other.
No,
No.
Sleep pile, crude style.
I'll move in a little bit since turn us good closer, so I'm not quite 20 feet away. Call it 10 feet away, whatever.
Sure. Okay, but separate and non-talking. Up in the morning, to the Dardruga, who wake up early and get started early with their day. The chief makes sure that there is food brought to you. Whether you partake or not is completely up to you. But he does not come to visit you as he had other business to attend to, so he is unavailable this morning unless you need to track him down for something specific.
I eat the food. How's the food? How's the food today?
I burn a ration. They'll be hunting anyway at some point. It's all good.
I just can't say no. It's getting better. It is getting better.
It's growing on you, is really what it is.
Honestly, guys, this stuff is not that bad.
No, I mean, when you starved yourself for 3 days and then only had berries,
Yeah.
that
I
next
lean over
morning...
and smell it. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, Chris, it's like sea slugs from the swamp, along with reeds that have been chopped up into, like, banana slice pieces. It's, like, super crunchy, but, like, that... What's the crunchy I'm looking for?
Herna, sometimes I worry about you.
Doesn't go away, yeah.
You just have a bite.
No. Like you're enjoying that. I hate to take that from you.
Oh, fair enough. That's very considerate of you, actually. Thank you.
All right. On the road, then, you are continuing to travel south. Yes, Jer? I saw a finger raised.
Yep. South.
South.
Go.
Okay.
Go.
On the map, you are now probably, if you're still hunting, you'll probably hit the forest where the river meets the forest by the end of today. At that point, the next morning, you would have to break off to the east and start traveling through the forest. If you have your older map, you have options to path through the forest and catch up with the road that you took originally that gets you to the circle, or you can cut left or right around the circle to get to the part of the beach that brushes up against the forest. Essentially, you're trying to find on the map where the forest meets the beach, because that was the area that you were traveling against the coast when you were looking for the Vicinawetan survivors. And then somewhere in that section, you'll run yourselves into the Festicon's space, and that would get you close to their area. But again, moving at half speed, you're talking about 4 days. 4 days after you've hit the forest. So a day on the river to get to the forest, and then 4 days in there. And I just need to know if you want to go to the left of the circle, to the right of the circle, straight through the circle. Not that it matters. It's just the only, what's the word I want to look for? It's the only landmark that you're aware of that would at least let you know that you were traveling near until you hit the road anyway, which is on the left side of it.
As much as a straight shot as possible, I would think, unless you guys have any different thoughts on that.
Dudley's reasonably certain that he's going to be able to go in the right direction, but having a landmark is useful, so probably head for the circle directly.
Okay. So first day of travel. Again, I can throw random encounters at you if you're dying for combat, but there isn't anything set for this yet. But I know we've had literally 2.5 hours of you guys role playing and talking to somebody since you skipped over the first fight. So I don't want to punish anyone with an all role playing session. If you'd like a random encounter, I will throw one in at this point. But if not, then we will keep moving until you guys run into something, which I can fast forward a little bit as you travel through the forest.
Yeah,
So,
feel free to fast forward.
okay. All right, so next day of travel, you guys get to the edge of the forest. You make camp, uneventful for the evening. First day into the forest is where you're breaking from the river. You, at one point on this first day through, will encounter a wide clearing of trees that looks like it was disturbed by something large. The best you can key into would be the mama bear you've run into before. But that's the only interesting thing you see all day. The next day of travel will get you closer to where you think the ring should be for the next day. Again, you're eating Dudley's hunted for food as you move slowly through. On the third day, when approaching where you think the ring should be, because you have at least found the marker road for the forest that you took originally with Waikesha and his wife Carissa. As you move towards that, before you get to the ring, the forest becomes unnervingly loud. There is a large amount of noise coming from the direction of the ring itself. That you're not sure what it is, but for Tilvalar specifically, the closest thing you have ever heard to this is an army, and it's many bodies being in one space, being active, just loud. And by loud, I mean the motions and the movement of people and things.
Yeah. There are a great many of something moving in that direction, I believe. I think we would be careful. We would do well to be very careful as we move through this area.
Large number of people?
Of
As far
something.
as Yeah, as far as you can tell. Give me a perception check, Tilvalar. Yeah. So literally, army would be the word you use to describe that. The only weird thing about it, which is like making your like hair stand up on the back of your necks, is there's
Everybody
no.
sends tingle.
Yeah, there's no vocal. Normally when you're in a war camp, and again you've been in the wars for the Visanoetans versus the Kingdom of Travelmore, there's a lot of volume for talking as much as there is for movement and action and everything else. There's no vocal at all. It is just all movement.
It
Super
sounds
quiet.
like a war camp, but with nobody speaking.
Perhaps we should have a closer look.
And he kind of glances at Dudley.
Yeah.
Why don't I go have a look? Alagos, do you feel comfortable making me invisible for that? Nice. All right. I will approach the war camp of doom while invisible.
Mm-hmm. The rest of you are going to go blind for a minute.
It's fine.
Oh my god, I can't see.
Let's go
Hey, it's the
here.
mushroom map.
Can you see mushroom map, Shady?
Yeah,
I'm in the
I can see
map
it too.
before.
Because we've been there before.
Oh, even
Oh.
though the
Blur
character's
mode's
not
on.
on.
Yeah, I
Yep.
guess that's the fog of war thing, so we can see the map and not what's actually on it.
Awesome. So let's bring Tilvalar over. Not monsters. You're not a monster, are you?
I mean, I am kind of monstrous in bed.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Tilvalar from here, and I won't, for the sake of copying it, explain. But literally, as you peer in from the trees, you see that one figure there that I've now put in your view?
Yep.
There are hundreds of those surrounding the hillside. None of them are on it as far as you can tell, but you also don't have a great view of the circle. There are hundreds. And they are in mass, and they are just mulling about, bumping into one another.
Are those the things we fought before that were here?
Nope, not exactly. The thing you fought before were zombies that had sprung up from Yellow Musk. These definitely do not look like zombies. Perception.
Skeleton. Sorry.
They are absolutely skeletal warriors of some type, and they look equipped, which wasn't the case for the zombies that you fought.
My perception roll too.
Yep.
20.
So you're hearing like not exactly the same thing as the hammer, but you're hearing the hum of magic. You've heard it before in your years. And it wasn't here when you were here the last time, but there's some kind of like low continuous drone of noise going on the far side of the circle.
Okay.
So you don't see anything, but you can definitely hear something.
Do the skeletons seem to be guarding? Do they seem to be assaulting? Or do they seem to be encamped?
They are encamped. Not as organized as lined, formed troops, but they
Sure.
seem to be standing, waiting for direction.
There's hundreds of them, huh?
As far as you can make out. Again, you can't see the entire territory from here, but there's just numerous amounts right where you are piled up.
I will swing wide and come around and try to get a view of the path up.
Okay. From the path up, which we will now, we'll put you off to the side here. From the
It's a
path,
moonlight map.
yeah. From the path up here, still tons of skeletons everywhere. You can literally see right here, where this one is just a body on the ground. Looks like bones of the thing that you fought originally with the zombies. And there's literally magic siphoning off where these bushes are from the circle itself right to this body, and it's just popping a new skeleton up right here, like every 5 minutes.
That's not okay.
Literally, you watch it like make a 3D copy or printout of the zombie. Now the zombie's coming with no equipment, and as soon as it spawns, it marches off out of your range over this way. Make sure you seal it, big guy.
Sorry, over which way?
Off to the right.
I will again swing wide and try to follow them.
From this side, you see the same numbers, but they are stopping at some kind of creature which you can't make out because it's shorter than the skeletons themselves. But like you watch one go in and then pop back out, and it seems like it's in some kind of armor.
Do I hear any kind of spellcasting or anything?
Nope. No. And by looking at the armor, you would say it looks more of a natural type than it is like hammered and forged.
And then I'll continue the circle to see if I find anything else of interest.
Sure.
Again, keeping a goodly distance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At some point, your invis will wear off. You become obvious of it. Over here is just numbers. More numbers.
Is there any approach that seems to be less skeletons than the other approaches? Where we could figure out a way to get up into the plateau and then come on the body from behind without engaging the skeletons.
To get up on the top portion of the circle?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm sure the amount looks equal. I mean, from your memory of the first time you were here, you don't know if that's necessarily the best course of action.
Okay.
Or maybe it is. I mean, that's,
Yeah. All right, I'll return to the party.
All right.
Tilvalar looks clearly shaken. He's pale. He's frightened.
What'd you find? What's wrong?
I think we made a very large mistake.
What are you talking about?
The zombie creature that we killed previously at the circle.
Yes.
Its body lays upon the ground, and every 5 minutes or so, some strange magical reaction occurs, and a skeleton emerges from the body of the zombie. And then that skeleton goes to another place, and the skeleton becomes armed with natural weapons and natural armor. And surrounding the circle are hundreds of skeletons.
What you're saying is impossible.
If you'd like, you can take my hand and I will lead you there and show it.
I don't need to take your hand, but thank you. You said hundreds?
Hundreds. Can't you hear them?
I hear the movement, yes. I have no idea how to even address this.
I think we need to remove the body from the circle, and perhaps that might stop the creation of the army, but how to affect that, I don't know. We would need to be quick. We would need to grab the zombie body and leave. But I mean, we killed more than one of them. I wonder. I don't know. The longer this continues, the larger the army of skeletons grows.
Were there any in the circle?
I couldn't see into the circle. Just the approach.
Wonder if the Guardian's still there.
Or I wonder if something somehow tapped the power of the Guardian fuel this foul magic.
That's, Mark, as far as you're concerned, that's the fairest description you could give of the site. You don't know, you have no clue as to what the implications of that mean, but that would be a great description.
So, oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a danger that, if left to continue to grow, could destroy the whole continent.
Yeah.
Well, every magic has its limits. I mean, at some point it should deplete itself. But as to how long that is,
A lot of the magic's divine in nature. Infinite. Do you think you'd be able to move the body to Valar if the way were clear?
He takes a very long time to think about that. And then he looks at you dead in the eye and says, "I will find a way."
All right,
how are you gonna make a way, Dudley?
I'll do what I do. I'll make a lot of noise. Draw them off.
No. You could get yourself killed. Do you hope to outrun them?
No. Distract them long enough for Tilvalar to stop whatever's going on.
Well, if that's your desire, I could create an illusion that might
Alagos,
serve the same
are skeletons
purpose.
susceptible to illusion?
No.
No, they're
Not necessarily, no.
Not typically.
I got enough knowledge religion to tell you that.
I don't.
However,
here's this fake thing, dead guy. Go look at it.
It smells good, right?
Herna and Dudley could create quite a bit of space with their divine healing. But after it was done, be in a very precarious position.
We'd have to be lightning quick.
But
What of the elemental that warded us away in the first place, that was summoned when we stepped into the circle? Do you not recall why we left in the first place?
I suspect that's what's powering this, and if that is so, it must be contained or restrained in some way.
Oh, that's
That
lovely.
does make the most sense.
what is arming them? What is that? Well,
All right.
Not until you've decided, Mark. Sorry.
did they seem like they were under anyone's control?
They certainly had direction to go and become armored and armed. As to how that happened, or if anybody was specifically directing it, I couldn't see. They were so thick, there were so many of them that I could only look from the edges.
They were arming themselves, though? With what?
With natural armor.
Oh, so
With
there's
the-
not
with the
somebody
land.
supplying them with, like, swords and shields and...
They all went to a specific spot, and when they came, they seemed to become armed after going to that spot. I'm not sure if it was some magical process or what.
Can you draw this on the ground for us?
He draws a circle, and then he puts hundreds of dots around the circle.
And, where's the armor? And where's the body?
Here's the path up, and here's the body, and here's the armor.
So
The
how
armor's kind of
crowded?
off around to the side.
How crowded or surrounded is the body?
Hefe.
Hundreds.
Very.
Yeah,
Hundreds. Every side has hundreds.
Yeah. And
all around.
They wouldn't be in 5-foot squares. The game doesn't have an increment for the number of skeletons in the space that is
Mhm.
there, which is why I didn't just cut and paste 5 million skeletons. But
Well, does it seem then that they can't make it out of this area? Does that what it appeared to you? Could they not follow?
That seems like a very dangerous assumption to make, and I will not make it.
Okay, that's understandable, but
I can make it simple enough to move the body, but we would need someone to push it off. And it essentially we could float it away.
Right?
But getting in there to push it, that sounds like a death sentence.
And the other consideration is there something in the circle that's directing all of this that will emerge as we foil their plans?
What is your burst at, Kirsten?
the damage is 3d6,
Like
but I only get 6.
You can waylay a lot of skeletons real quick.
Sure.
But that's not. And can Dudley burst yet, Jer?
Not much, but
Not as much as
not
hers.
as many,
Yeah.
not as many times, because doesn't it consume 2 uses of your lay on hands, or is that a separate pool?
it's 2 uses of lay on hand. So I've got theoretically 3.
And what?
Okay.
How much die?
36.
36. Okay.
And I can't use my lay on hands for any offensive. Like the ability
Mhm.
that I get it from can't be used that way. So
Well,
I mean, I could summon something to try to pull some of them away. It's another option.
I think every option that we have needs to be used in concert if we're to even try to be successful at doing this. And I don't know how we don't try.
I don't think that's not enough. That's on the table for me. I'm not going to walk away from this.
I don't think we can.
Alagos, how many creatures can you summon? We're looking for number rather than power to occupy the skeletons.
If you're talking about summoning for the purpose of doing combat, they're not going to last long against that force. Even if I summon 9, for instance, I mean,
they're all instantly surrounded.
yeah.
birds, though, maybe? Would they follow birds?
I don't know if they could follow anything. I could summon anything to see if they'll follow it. I mean, undead tend to be the antithesis to life, so they might have just, their innate hunger might cause them to chase it. But then
That's
again,
my hope.
I don't see. This army is clearly being directed by something.
Right. And the only clue we have is the armor or some nefarious thing on top that we can't see.
Is this something a hag would be capable of?
Well, hag is a creature, nothing more. So, capable as anyone. It would take a great deal of power.
Well, the power is provided by the earth elemental, I would imagine.
Or the stone that surrounds it?
Yeah. And again, this was first session, so I'll give the reminder. For Chris's perspective, it was the stones and the amount of power he got off of those. I believe he detected magic and then took one of those brain freeze type headaches because of the amount of power in the stones. The elemental was secondary to that.
Maybe protecting it, or just generated by it? We don't know.
Well, we could. Okay, so I send in some creatures to distract some of them. Do I really think that's going to clear enough space for you to get to the body?
No.
It has an attack on the armor.
I'm sorry, Dudley?
It has to be an attack on the armor. I can't see anything else that would create that sort of distraction.
So attack the armor, leave
Right.
Tilvalar behind to deal with the body? Or leave me behind to deal with the body?
Perhaps both of you. I don't see what you can bring to the table against this many skeletons.
Not enough. No.
I'll attack the armor.
And we rely on Erna's holy abilities to plow through the skeletons to the body and extract it.
No, Herna's not going to do that. All that's going to do is draw the attention of hundreds of skeletons to her. That's foolish.
Her magic would be perhaps an escape route for you.
You don't agree with this, do you, Herna?
I mean, I think we all know that I would lay down my life to defeat any kind of horror and ensure that you're all safe. But I am not interested in a suicide mission. If we're all to die, then I'd like to find another way to handle it.
I'd like to find a way where none of us die. Just saying.
That
Well,
would be
ideally.
ideal.
No, I think this might be something that my magic could potentially help with. I didn't try to burst against these guys before, did I, Hefe?
You did.
I've tried to burst against a bunch of things and it didn't work.
A couple
That is-
times it did not work.
That is
Mhm.
absolutely correct. Several of what you assumed were undead in this setting clearly did not suffer any penalties from your burst.
I fear that.
And-
Go ahead.
No, and that could happen again. And keeping in mind that you identified them as undead originally.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
Yeah, I would just remind everyone of that it didn't work against the mummy, it didn't work against the shadow.
And it did not work against the zombies, but Chris could be able to answer that. Because they weren't zombies at that point. They were plants.
Right.
They just look like zombies because they're animated bodies, but that's due to the plant, not because of.
Sure. I just don't want everyone to be in a position where we're hoping my magic will clear away and it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, how many times can you make someone unseen, Alagos?
Three additional times today.
Well, if you're able to do that, should the extraction of the bodies fails, that would leave at least 3 chances for someone to get back to Serenity or the Water Temple.
Why don't we go back to Serenity now? Maybe see if someone can... there's any assistance that Myrna or Aleph could provide in this magically, or...
Oh,
Because
this
Myrna,
is
every
something
5
they're gonna
minutes.
wanna...
Myrna would tear this apart, but
Because
Well,
every 5
presumably they've
minutes
been
there's
doing it
one.
for a long time. I mean... Maybe that's a bold assumption to make, that they've been doing it for a long enough that we can leave them for another day, but...
Don't
They would
take
make
my
over-
facial reactions as
they
anything.
would make over 1,000 skeletons before this day's over. Alone.
Some quick math. Good job.
Thank you. He actually looks a little happy that you complimented him a little bit.
Oh my god. Okay.
Very well. I then propose that I attack the armorer while I try to pull as many skeletons away. You 3 attempt to, well, you 2, Alagos, Tilvalar, attempt to remove the body from the area, and Herna does her best to cover your escape.
Well, Tilvalar, how confident are you can sneak past that group invisible?
They're packed so tightly together,
That is
It
correct.
it would be nearly impossible.
Could we
Could we
send
drop
you
down
I
from
would
above?
literally have
That's what I
to
was
push
thinking,
them
over
aside
them.
to get through.
Excuse
We
me,
could go
coming through.
over-
Excuse me.
over them maybe with
That
the
I could do.
levitate?
That I could do.
Levitate is problematic, and that from midair redirecting ourselves would be difficult.
That's true.
So
Perhaps
we could
climate-
go up and we can go up and above, but once we're up there,
Can you not summon birds to pull you along?
yes, I can.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, could you waste all your spells creating a Santa sleigh with reindeer birds to
How
pull
many
you along?
invisibles? How many summons? How many levitates? God, you guys are needy.
We're simply giving you a chance to shine, Alagos.
Oh.
Cord
Fine,
says hi,
uh,
everybody.
Hi, Cord.
What's up, buddy? But then they're still surrounded, correct? The body's still surrounded, correct? Even if we came down from above, we've got
We have to find our
three-dimensional
way out.
skeletons to worry about.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they may not react well to that body being removed.
Or they may not react at all. That would be our best case scenario, but I think that's probably unlikely.
Do you have a grappling hook?
I do.
No, I can cast a levitate on the body itself. If we can grab onto it with the grappling hook, we can pull it away.
It's surrounded by skeletons. I couldn't even throw at it. Right, Hefe?
It would be tricky. I mean, you'd be going like over, because you're not going to throw it directly at the body. You're going to have to kind of like arc it to go over skeletons, and then hope that it hooks on.
Well, even then, I mean, we could do it from above, but
Mhm.
still.
Yeah.
What if we just destroyed the body?
Well, it's already dead.
No, it is flesh and bone. Yes?
Incinerate it, or
Maybe.
burn it with acid, or
Drop some holy water
do you
on
have
it.
a spell that would do that?
Yes, but I get much closer than I would care to.
Well, I think we're all going to be doing things we wouldn't care to if we're going to be dealing with this.
Let's see here.
We're in the body given time, but getting there would be difficult.
You don't happen to have hide from undead prepared there, do you, Herna?
I don't. That would have been much too convenient.
Sorry.
I can detect undead.
Good to know. All right, so
Chris?
Yeah.
At her saying I can detect undead, it at least pops in your very smart brain that you're going off Tilvalar saying these are skeletons to make any of these assumptions.
I hear you.
No offense, Tilvalar.
No, none taken.
To you, they look like skeletons.
Because that's what the token looks like.
Hmm. How far away can you detect the undead, Herna?
60 feet, give or take. It's 60 feet. I don't get any extra range. It's 60 feet.
Give or take, maybe a little more. If I lean into the spell, I can get an extra foot or two.
Yeah. Cone-shaped emanation. Probably similar to detect alignment.
Maybe this spell has 10-foot reach.
All right, well, let's establish that then.
Okay,
So
Herna,
you're gonna go take a look.
Herna, you
okay.
you want to give me a stealth check and then creep forward? You get plus 20.
Okay.
I'll also cast this as I watch her walk away.
So you can see if I die. That's real good.
No, make sure you don't die.
Okay.
39.
19.
Not bad. Well, you didn't add the plus 20, I'm assuming. Right.
No, that's
okay.
just a straight stealth
Yeah,
check.
no. So 39. Okay, you creep up within your 60 feet. You literally now see, like, it's different when you hear it. It is so many. Like, so many. They definitely radiate as undead to you. Give me a knowledge religion check.
29.
These are not regular skeletons. These look like champions, which are a bit stronger than regular skeletons. Not a ton stronger, but they're not going down in a burst. Or two, maybe.
CR2s, baby.
Yeah.
CR2s. Lots of them.
Not even
Lots
in a
of
3d6.
No.
Okay.
Not unless you're super lucky and you're rolling 18s and 17s, but
Well,
yeah.
remember those like 2s that I kept
Yeah,
rolling
no,
last session? I'm due. I'm
but
due.
It's an important differentiation for you to know about bursting, 40 or 50 of them down because they're all piled in mass, or burning them and then they just get madder and swing. They're 8 times each at one of you.
Am I confident that my burst would work against them in a way that I wouldn't expect? Do I think it would work?
You of every general assumption believe that it should work, except for the
same
three
general assumption that I
except
had
for
on the. Yeah.
The 3 times that it has failed you. Once here at this specific site, and the other 2 times were at trees.
But I have not had it succeed on this continent at all.
Well, you haven't
I think
fought.
that's an important.
You haven't fought any other undead on this continent except for those 3 things. So yes, all 3 times have failed.
Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm all for doing this, but I don't know how the hell we're supposed to really do this.
Yeah. No, I come back and relay what
undead.
I know.
Okay.
They're undead. It should work. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But
C'est la vie!
My main concern at this point is Dudley, because he can't run.
Well, Dudley's not running. He's attacking the armor.
But when we're done, he needs to run. We are not going to kill hundreds of skeletons.
Do you know how to ride a horse, Dudley?
Yeah, just jump on its back and hang on, right?
I'm afraid you're going to say that.
I love how the adversity makes all the angst go away, and now we're focused on trying to kill a massive army of thousands of skeletons. It's fine.
don't worry. Well, it'll be.
Oh, now it's thousands. It was hundreds before. Now it's thousands.
You've been
that's
taking a
5
while.
minutes, you meant 5 seconds.
Remember his math? We know how many are going to be here.
1,440 by the end of the day.
Does it seem to be speeding up?
No, and you're not near there. Technically, where this road comes right at the top is at the top of the map. So you're just
Okay,
looking at skeletons that are set in place.
Okay, but based off the number I've seen, how long with the same math? Actually, I would ask Alagos because he's very smart. How long would you anticipate this has been happening based off the several hundred estimate that we can provide you?
Sounds
Couldn't
like
have been
at least a
very
few
long.
days, Jess. I mean, if you're talking about, I don't know if you're talking
Yeah.
about tens of thousands, 20s of thousands.
No. Again, it's been hundreds. Your point with it being 1,000 in a day means it's either started just yesterday or again, what Tilvalar, and I'm not picking on you, Mark. What Tilvalar's information is maybe inaccurate, or maybe it's only for what he could see.
So maybe a day or two. It's been going on.
So this couldn't have been caused by something we did months ago.
Or they're
Not-
leaving and going somewhere else.
You think there might be thousands somewhere else? Tens of thousands. It would have to be tens of thousands at that point.
It didn't go the way we went. We came, I should say. I was seen.
I wasn't really looking for tracks leading away. I didn't notice anything, but I mean, I think we could possibly agree that my full attention was focused on the massive army of undead in front of me.
No,
Yeah.
that's understandable. I'm not criticizing you.
Yeah, no, and the reason I stated that is because you were only there viewing sections of it, so you have the information you brought forward. That may not be all the information that you
First,
could have.
Well, I suppose we need to try to pull some of them away. I will do that with a creature. Dudley can deal with the armor. Herna will go with him to keep him alive. And Tilvalar, you would have to try to grab the body, assuming they take the bait.
very well.
That's it.
I think we're gonna die.
Probably.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not all of us, but yes.
Tilvalar strips off his backpack,
Okay.
his short bow,
Mm-hmm.
his arrows. He only now has his spear and his studded leather armor so that he can move as quickly as possible when weighed down by a body.
Okay.
In Dudley's opinion, which does he think would be easier to find from here, Serenity or the Water Temple?
From here, well, I mean, you're 4 day again. If you're not doing the I'm hunting while I'm traveling,
Right.
you're about 2 to 3 days from the Water Temple. You're about a day and a half from Serenity, and you were about a day from the area where you should meet the Festicons.
Right. Okay. So Dudley will notch on a tree right here, an arrow pointing in the direction of Serenity. Something goes wrong, that's the way you go.
Alagos, will you make me invisible to remove the body, or am I going invisible?
No, I'll make you invisible. Of course.
Are we sure?
No,
Like about all of this?
not at all.
Not even a little bit.
Are you being brave because you wanted to fight? Because I offered that other fight to try to make sure that you were a little like.
We're presented with something that we can't walk away from. That's all it is.
Yeah,
This isn't going to be a fight. This is literally going to be
a slaughter.
grab and run.
I don't know if it's gonna be that. I think that we will be dying and leaving a problem that no one knows about.
Well, only one of us needs to get away, and Alagos will be well positioned to do that.
Understood. I don't think we should do this.
Thank you for saying that out loud, Shady.
I think dying, I think the opportunity for all of us to die here is much greater than perhaps we think. Even with magic, I think the chance of even Alagos dying is still very high.
How far away is Serenity from here?
About a day and a half. You're closer to the Festicons than you are Serenity, but you're close to Serenity.
I have no problem dying, but doing so needlessly is not something I'd like to do.
I think she's right.
As we've said, this problem could be twice as bad, 3 times as bad by the time anyone gets back here.
And if we die and can't tell anyone anyway, I guess it won't matter to us then.
That is 100% a valid point.
I agree.
Good luck on your journey back to Serenity.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
I love it even better if you only send 2 people in. That makes the whole evil, not evil thing so much cleaner because Dudley will be dead. Tilvalar will die on Mushroom Hill where he really wanted to die. No,
doing what he loves.
Excuse me, guys. I got to take care of my dog. I'll be back.
Yep, go ahead. Yeah, no, I'm not threatening instant death. Obviously, we would roll it out. But I did use the word hundreds for specific reasons. So
Dudley, clearly Aristil is not a stupid god. Yes?
He is not.
This is a trick question.
And so would he have no thought for preserving your life and still doing the right thing, or do you have to die here today?
I do not have to die at all, but I also have to try.
What if I could get us back quickly?
How quickly?
Within less than a day. Once we tell Myrna and Alith, we should be able to come back here very fast. Perhaps there and back in less than 24 hours. Actually, yeah. No, we can absolutely do that.
Alith's holy magic is more powerful than mine, and I'm sure Myrna could blast this place to bits if she wanted to.
We have level 10 characters for a reason.
As frustrated with me that you might be, or whatever that is going on, I don't know. I don't care right now, but I don't want you dead either. Let's go back and get help. I promise you I'll come back with you to deal with this, just not now.
I believe Tilvalar and I should stay.
To monitor the problem?
We can execute the plan. If we wait a day, we wait a day.
Okay.
Fine. Give us a day. I will go ahead and cast Rope Trick for you guys. I will use... I'll give you 7 hours. That's all I can give you. And then I will go ahead and spend 2 points. And we will have 2 mounts. Kirsten? We have 10 hours that these will last, but if we push them, we should get home in no time.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you should make it fine. I mean, relatively fine.
I'll have Alith send for you as soon as we get there to let you know we've arrived, and you can tell us how the situation is developed.
Very well, but make sure she sends to Virgil first.
Understood. In case we need to recover your corpse.
None of that. See you tomorrow, Dudley. And take off as fast as we can.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
wasn't going in there. I'm good, but I'm not stupid. Let's not be lawful stupid here.
I'm neither. So,
Okay. You guys ride for the rest of the time. The horses drop about a half an hour out, and you follow Myrna's road the rest of the way back into Serenity. I will pause there and say, okay, Jer, you and Tilvalar have literally 10 and a half hours of, hey, should we go in there? Maybe we should try it. I don't know if you're standing there trying to like talk each other up or what. So
Dudley said he would wait. He's gonna wait.
okay.
He's not backing down from that. He gave a promise, so I think Tilvalar probably knows better than go off alone, so
Probably. Okay. Yeah. Then I guess we'll run another commercial. Hey Cord, also, I typed Hey Cord in while we were running the session, but I'm saying Hey Cord again because now I'm going to run a commercial and go use the restroom. If it lets me. Ooh, spooky. All right. Be right back. Also, I did get the map in while you guys were talking, although nobody's here now, so it doesn't matter.
Hello, Jer.
hey.
Yeah, I think.
You know, we could actually play a pretty good joke on Mark here because he has no idea that we decided to wait.
When Disney comes back to us making new characters, just, I'm sorry, Tova, I didn't make it. Jesus.
We're almost done. I may wrap a little early based on where we are at this point, so we'll see. All right, I returned.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so it seems like Dudley is waiting until Villar can't speak pro or con. So,
Well, he wouldn't go in by himself, probably.
Apparently.
Whatever. If they want to die, that's on them. They can die.
So, what would you like to do?
Bring the bigs.
Okay, well, it's the middle of the night.
Right.
By the time you guys get
I mean,
back.
I wake him up. I'm obviously gonna wake her up. Mom! Mom!
Sure.
Mom, I froed up.
First.
I froed up, Mom.
Okay. Well, being woken up in the middle of the night means they don't get to finish and get their spells or retake anything that they might need to fight an army
fine.
of.
No, I don't.
They're not. What's the word? They're not something fresh.
They're not funky fresh.
They're not funky fresh. If you wake them up
They're
in the
not
middle of the night,
funky fresh.
yeah.
Algos, we have to let them sleep. They're not gonna get their spells back if we don't
Yeah.
let them sleep.
You don't have to let them sleep, but
Well, but if they go back to sleep within a few minutes, they still get to count it towards the whole sleep, right? I've read the rules on resting. If you have less than a 15-minute interruption, they can go back to sleep and still get their spells.
I agree.
So I could tell her what to prepare.
You can tell her what to prepare right when she wakes up normally. So it's
That's
whether
true.
you want to
'Cause
be like.
she meditates for an hour. She has to
I
prepare
don't
her
know.
spells.
Yeah.
Well, how long before
Well,
they
Myrna sleeps for 2 hours. Yes, that's what brings sustenance, but
She has a ring of sustenance too. They're
Mhm.
already awake.
Okay.
Oh, which means that they might have already prepared their spells. Fuck.
Yeah, I love how you just talked your way back out of a good setup. Good job.
Well, if we don't have a solution, we don't have a solution.
True.
That's true.
I mean,
But the
I'm not
bigs will
gonna-
know. They'll know better.
Yeah, that's why they're the main characters.
What time
of the
is it?
story.
What time is it?
6, and then you guys rode for 10 hours and a half, so it's what does that make it? It's 12 is 6 more, so it's somewhere like 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning.
Okay. Well, they're definitely, at least Alice has already slept and woken up, so
Sure.
she probably wouldn't have sent for Virgil yet, because she probably does her reports, I would think, in the early morning hours, because he doesn't sleep for 2 hours.
Unless the king contacts her.
Unless the king contacts her. Has the king contacted her?
20%. Yes.
God fucking damn it! Fuck the king! God damn it! Okay.
Sorry. That was
No, it's fine.
it's a reasonable
zones.
shot. Yeah, time
Oh,
zone.
it was reasonable. You're right. Okay. Okay, so we come in. I burst into Alice's quarters. Probably with Alagos or Alagos. What did Alagos do? Did he come with me or did he go with Myrna?
I'm with you.
Alright. Alice!
We need help. Yeah.
Are you gonna roleplay her or am I gonna just say what happened?
She's your character. You can just tell her what happened.
Okay. I tell her everything that happened and that my friends are gonna get themselves killed because they're stupid. And foolhardy. And she's like, well, that is pretty stupid. Unfortunately, I've already used one of my sendings for the day, so let's see what we've got. Because she would have had no reason not to prepare what she normally prepares. Literally no reason.
Jeremy would like to point out he's brave.
Brave.
Not the other
Foolhardy.
thing.
Foolhardy. Okay. No. Sending. She had one. She already used it.
Sorry. Goddamn kings.
Goddamn kings. Thanks, F.A.
Don't think me. Think the dice.
Sorry, I can't reach out to Virgil or your friends. Got any other plans?
I mean, they could certainly fly back over and help.
True.
I mean, Myrna, I'm assuming, can make that happen, right? Chris?
Fly back over, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's no faster than the horses, but
Right.
You have no way of contacting Virgil, though.
and honestly, Mara's not going to be able to get us all there with their normally prepared spells.
Okay.
And you guys haven't slept because you rode all night. I mean, unless you want to sleep now and prepare to go the next day.
Well, I haven't used any of my spells, so I'm good.
No, but Chris has.
Alagos is going to be the problem.
Yeah. Jer, I know Tilvalar's not back. I'd like to cut to you to see if you're going to go to sleep at all, or if you're doing no sleep evening to stay on watch all night long. And granted, you'll have to talk that over with Mark. I just want to be able to discuss certain things once I know what the plan is.
I don't see why we wouldn't do our normal walk. Where he crashes out for the first 4 hours and then I do my 8 unless something changes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't have a way to get us back. If the spells are already prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I probably should talk it over with Mark. Know whether or not we can charge in there and get ourselves killed.
Yeah, because they could be dead. They might not even have made it back to Serenity for all you know. I mean, it's terrible.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we were told we were going to get ascending at least, so. Yeah, they're dead somewhere.
Okay, Hefe, can I make a quick clarification from you?
Yeah, sure.
So the last time I had looked at my spells was when we were trying to keep Alagos from dying from poison. I would have normally prepared more sendings. I don't want to metagame, but I want to let you know that she wouldn't have been preparing 2 Death's Wards and a neutralized poison. That simply wouldn't have been what was on her spells for the day.
Sure.
So do you think it's fair to say that she normally would have prepared more sendings? I don't know how many, but she wouldn't have had neutralized poison or Death Ward on her spell list, like for the day.
Okay. So what would it have been?
Probably would have been 2 sendings, so she could communicate with the king if needed, but also still talk to Virgil.
I like that.
I don't think it would have been more than that. There's no reason for it to have been more than that.
I agree. Yeah, 4 sendings per day just seems,
Excessive.
excessive.
But I do think there would have been 2, so she could say, do you want me to talk to Virgil, or do you want me to talk to your friends?
Right. But the order was to talk to
Virgil first.
Virgil first.
So we'll have to.
So Dudley's still screwed and thinks that you've abandoned him or died. Yeah.
Yeah. Or I mean, we could talk about it. Alagos, do you think we should listen to what he says? Do you think we should contact Dudley anyway if we only have 1 sending?
No. What purpose is there in contacting Virgil?
I don't know. To get him to come over and help, I guess.
Oh, great. He'll trudge his way there in the next 3 days. No.
That's true. Okay. Well. I mean, you're right.
You can deal with Dudley after the fact.
Yeah.
The Bigs might know that Virgil can move very fast when he wants to.
Would they? 'Cause I didn't know that.
Well, Virgil can fly.
He can fly?
Yeah.
I didn't know he could fly. Did my Big know he could fly?
Yes. Several of you flew and bypassed all monsters when you went on your trek the last time to the water temple.
That's true. That's true. You're right. You're very right. Well, he could fly and get there faster if need be. So I guess we really just have to weigh against: will your friends charge into death needlessly if they don't hear from us, or will they sit patiently and wait for us to arrive back?
It's a tough call.
It's a tough call.
Upon Alagos basically doing the same thing after we talk to Alith, Myrna will get up, cast overland flight, grab Alagos, and she flies away.
Bye, Claire.
Okay, bye!
All right.
Okay, Alith will make a judgment call, and we'll send to Dudley.
Okay.
Well,
Oh.
Alan doesn't want these kids to die. But she also wants to respect their wishes if they have already. She doesn't know that they're even still alive.
No, I
They
mean
could have
literally,
already
it's
gone.
at this point it's 11 hours ago, right? Like when
They
you
could have
left
already
them.
gone. They could have already done it.
So many hard choices.
She's gonna send for Virgil. Virgil.
Okay.
Because that was what he asked for, and
Mhm.
we don't know they're
Good.
alive.
Yeah.
We know that Virgil is most certainly probably alive, so she sends to Virgil. Kids are in trouble. Near. Where's this place? She gives a description of where it is.
Sure.
Says that you're probably needed. Dudley and Silvalar might already be dead. Lots of skeletons.
The location that you guys have called it is the Circle.
The Circle.
Okay.
Lots of skeletons.
Sorry for the delay there, guys. Rusty's having insulin issues. So
Sorry.
No worries.
problem.
We haven't done anything important.
There's
Yeah,
been a lot-
basically, Murner and Alagos took off and they're flying towards you, but you don't know that, and that's going to take a while.
Right.
Yeah, the clerics are also coming. Oh, we would have reached for Nerlin too, see if he wanted to come.
Uh-huh.
yeah, he
would
don't.
Hey, bro, come with us. It's a party.
Well, does first thing, does Nerlin have a ring of sustenance and doesn't sleep at all?
No.
Okay, so you're gonna wake the bard up and tell him that there's a problem and he needs to run off and he doesn't get to redo his spells. He can
He can
just.
finish his sleep or not finish his
Right.
sleep.
And
But
how,
we're leaving now.
and how are
Wizards
the
are gone.
how are the clerics getting there? Walking. You are a day and a half.
Communal airwalk.
Communal airwalk is not very fast, but
Not.
no.
Well, I have one fly. It's a domain spell, so I have
Uh-huh.
one fly and I have communal airwalk. I don't get mass flying
Yeah,
until next
airwalk
level.
doesn't help.
Got you.
My big hasn't leveled, so I'm probably never gonna get mass fly.
Okay. And Nerlin?
Sorry, are we still there?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
we
I'm
left
gonna
a
get
little
to you guys in a minute. I'm trying to figure out what
Okay.
the setup is for everybody else, so I at least know what actions were taken, and then we're gonna go back to
we're
you
coming. We're coming more slowly with.
Yeah,
communal
Nerlin will get there as expeditiously as possible.
too. Okay. So by himself because he's expeditiously traveling, and he's in between the flying mages and the airwalking clerics, or is he gonna try to stay
The
with
clerics aren't going to airwalk and take forever to get there, are they really?
I don't have anything else.
Okay, don't airwalk, just travel normally. Airwalk is slow as fuck.
Is it?
Okay.
Well, if it's slower, then yeah, I would just walk regularly.
Okay.
I don't know. Are there any horses in town I could borrow?
No. There are no horses that you've run into yet on this continent.
Well, that's stupid. I'm putting that at the top of my to-do list. If we don't all die here, is finding horses.
Got it. Horses are super important.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Cutting back to Tilvalar and Dudley. So you're out 11 hours and haven't heard anything yet. It is somewhere around 3 o'clock in the morning. I am giving you a touch base since you said you weren't going to do anything until your group gets a hold of you.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan was, so sure, sounds good.
All right. So the plan was that Herna and Alagos said that they weren't going to go in there, and basically I said, "Fine, you go back to Serenity, and Tilvalar and I will execute the plan in one day," because they said they could be back here in a day.
All right.
So we are killing time.
All right. I will meditate.
Okay. All right, so you meditate, which means you're not asleep, but you're partially asleep. Somewhere in the next 3 hours, which is right about at the crack of dawn, 6 in the morning, before anybody has gotten to where you guys are, the noise starts to move, and it gets louder. As it gets farther away, it starts to fade, but they are moving from the circle and moving away from you.
All right. Dudley, he makes a mark on a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Look for these and follow. I'm going to get ahead of them and try to figure out where they're going.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Dudley will follow, apparently. This was 3 a.m, you said, right?
No, this is about 6 in the morning. 3 in the
Oh,
morning is
good.
where I did my check-in. You guys decided you were status quoing. So Mark has not finished his meditation. So
I'm fatigued,
You're
right?
fatigued just like Dudley is going to be. Well, yeah, because Dudley didn't finish any sleep. You are choosing to follow, and Mark is going to try to move ahead of them to get farther ahead. Just
Well, no, to find out to figure out where they're going.
sure.
I mean,
Right.
I can't let an army march on one of our allies without warning them. So once I figure out which direction they're going, which I can't tell from sitting on my ass, then I'll know which direction to run and try to find somebody to know to get the fuck out of the way.
Gotcha. So you get in front, and then you try to move carefully and slowly forward until you see some kind of direction that they're going in.
Well,
something
okay,
that
no.
they'd be heading to.
No, I can hear them very clearly, right? It's obvious where they are, right?
Yes.
I go out to the side, I go forward, I get around in front of them, and then I book it in that direction and try to figure out where they're headed.
So, based on the direction you initially feel like they're going, you just run in that direction until you get to whatever you think their target might be.
I'm looking for any of our allies in that area, yes. I'm going to provide warning to anything and everything in front of them.
Okay. All right. So we have split the party essentially. We are in several different directions. And while I know there was not combat tonight, I do not think starting any large-scale combats at 7:30 is a safe bet for anyone. Are we good to stop here for everybody?
Sure.
And then everybody is clear on their definitions of where they're going and what they're doing. Chris, the biggest thing I need from you is you're doing overland, so you're at 40, but she's carrying. Does that inhibit her speed at all, or she's doing?
No, it shouldn't. I'll double check.
Yeah, no, I
as
don't
far
think
as
it
weight
should.
goes.
Yeah, I don't think it should either, but I just want to make sure that 40 is what we're counting, so I can put how far out you are.
Well, she can go a double move and doesn't get tired, so she'll go 80.
Mm-hmm.
I'll triple at that matter. Let's see here. And you cannot carry a lot more weight than your max load. Oh yeah, she's fine.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Okay, so Virgil would have essentially started walking vaguely south until dawn, and when he got the call at 3, and then fly in a more direct route once, you could see more than 60 feet.
Got it. Okay. But Virgil is flying from the water temple.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And he'll have alerted the Dar there that there was some big undead army somewhere.
Okay.
That way.
Yeah, so she can go, looks like, sorry, not to interrupt, 64 miles in an 8-hour period.
Okay.
That's pretty damn fast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Then we will pick up next session here, because I have to alter some things to make sure the storyline stays contingent with what I have in place in other places, because you have taken a slight turn.
I mean, like, you really thought we'd just walk away from this?
Yeah, absolutely. You should walk away from this. I didn't scream Kokoi twice, but there's no way you could win this fight. Even if you got the bones or affected the armor, which really would have been a rescue more so than anything else. But that's okay. You also, I didn't know if you were going to come across it or not. You had 3 different paths to come down, so I wasn't sure which one you would choose. But I couldn't skip the fact that it was here and have you bypass it by chance. So
Yep.
I had to at least give the opportunity that if you wanted to see the monument again, you could, or the circle. But what I needed said is there's other things happening right now, this being the next day, that are still going to happen because they are in process.
Mm.
Now it's just a matter of what doesn't get looked at and if it kills people or not. So we'll see.
Yeah, we still haven't even checked out the Vissinuetans, have we?
No,
We don't care about them.
Well, there wasn't much we could do. They'd already been attacked, so.
they had already been attacked.
It's
And-
the others, the hot chicks whose name I can never remember.
Vesicons?
Vesicons. Yeah.
All right, so it's stuck with most people except Mark, which is fine. I mean, I gotta
Well,
I gotta
and-
look up my chieftain's name every once in a
And
while. so-
remember tonight. So
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I had 3.5 White Claws and I didn't fall asleep.
You
you're
are
slurring your
champion.
speech a little bit, though.
Well done.
I am a little tired, too.
Oh my god.
Slurring and sleepy.
Learn my speech.
Just a little bit.
All right. Okay. Overall, great session, guys. Lots of good role playing. I am very happy you're working through the good bad issue. That is, yeah, all good. The good issue. That's what it is. Good issue. But yeah, great job. Everybody's got a reroll back at least, even though you didn't need to use it tonight specifically.
I love thinking. I'm excited to write my journal.
I definitely feel like you're going to need them next session. We'll see how that goes. Although you've got bigs, so I'm sure Chris has like several fireball spells to blow apart skeletons. It'll be fine,
Oh yeah, no, she can tear through those skeletons. That's not an issue.
right?
She literally
Oh,
create
sad baby.
moving pits that swallow them whole, as well,
You okay?
as well as standard just damage stuff too.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's
I
tired.
kind of dig the direction towards Peacekeeper that Silvalar has adopted.
It's nice,
That
right?
makes sense with his 140 years.
Yeah, no,
does.
it really does. It really does. It's
Mhm.
interesting trying to think like that, though. You know?
And you got a bunch of kids running around with you.
Yeah.
Did you have any cake?
No,
Did
absolutely.
you have
dude.
some
You
cake?
can't
with
call
you?
them all fucking retards and walk away. So
Nice.
I mean, you could, but it probably wouldn't be the best case scenario.
Get those shoes off and get that baby
Anyway.
in bed.
All right, I'm gonna
I
kill
love
the
you.
stream here.
Good night. I'll see you tomorrow,
Have a
pumpkin.
good night, Cord.